Alright
Oh
guys,
yeah.
I am Code Phoenix. I am the founder of SGA, otherwise known as Splitgate Architects. And
Pointing the wrong way on my screen. But I'm Koma. I am another member of SGA. I am mainly a map builder. I've done bounty when it comes down to Splitgate 1, and hopefully, probably going to try to bring it back here soon. We'll see. Maybe might talk about that here in a little bit, but go ahead, Yergi.
Yeah, I'm Yergi. I'm just a map builder here. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I've done a little bit of streaming. If you haven't, check my channel. I'm on Twitch and YouTube as well.
we had to convince Coma to come back for this one, and excited to see him back.
Well, I finally played the playtest, so that's what happened.
Yeah, so
The last
you
few
got some knowledge
playtests,
now.
yeah, last few playtests I actually skipped out on. Mainly because it's like I played the one with the portal charges, mainly because I wanted to see how that played. I think there was a lot of things different with. I was really interested to see how portal charges not only function, but how they function Splitgate as a whole. But when it comes down to like everything beyond that, it's like when they added classic mode and they added Abyss back, I was like, that's kind of a given. Like, there's not much that needs to be said there. That's kind of a good thing. We got a
Yeah.
classic map back, of which is
Yeah.
one of the best that has ever been remade. Um, and of course, now we have the option of supporting classic and, of course, loadouts, which I think is a good choice. I think there's like some neat variety there that we can now do. And of course, I had to kind of come back for the last one just to kind of give like one fresh look before we get relaunch. So
Yeah, they got Karman Station now, which was
Yep.
another returning map from Splitgate 1.
yeah, definitely. Well, from like the single game that I played of it, it felt a little slower, and I don't know if that was just the players we were playing with or something.
It was definitely probably the players you're playing with because I got in
Yeah,
a couple games and you get someone who knows the map and can portal around. You're getting from one end of the map to the other in just two portals. So
yeah. But uh, everything from the new playtest felt great. I didn't get to play with the portal locks until that playtest because I skipped the portal lock stuff beforehand. And portal locking, specifically in Carmen, felt really nice because you could portal block that giant billboard all the way in the back of the map behind the tower. So you could really just cancel out some counterplay there, which is really nice.
Yeah, it's
Um,
not like it doesn't like interfere with gameplay too much either because they since added two new portal walls in that back for Karman Station. So
well,
you're not basically useless trying to get over there. If just the
what
back
I
wall is blocked, you can also use the side portals now.
the nice thing about the whole overlock mechanic is you're using both of your portals to do it. So that player's now at a disadvantage walking around the map. Yeah, he locked down one portal, but you can EMP it, it's cleared, and now you can use it. So it is a good mechanic and I like it, but it's not overpowered. So
yeah.
it just adds a nice flow to the game, I feel
Yeah,
like.
I strongly think it would have been overpowered if they didn't add those two portal walls though, because then you have to wait off of cooldowns for the
Yep.
overloading mechanic or the EMP nades, things like that.
Yep.
So those two new portal walls up there on the outposts was needed for sure. They also have a jump
Oh,
pad that leads up to it now from the bottom. That wasn't there before. So if you can't portal,
yeah,
you
the
can use a jump pad, go boop, and then you're up
I feel
there.
like the jump pads are just nice touches in areas like that.
I can imagine if we ever get a Highwind remake, it's gonna have the same thing as well.
I could see
Yeah,
that.
yeah, I would
Up
like
to
to see a high
the
wind.
sniper tower.
I don't think they will ever do high wind to one though. I think they
No,
would
I
remaster it.
really don't think they should. It
no.
definitely should be a remaster if they bring it back.
Yeah,
If they're gonna bring back Highwind, they're gonna have to rescale everything. Every portion, every room, every
You would
pathway is gonna
behave,
have
I
to be
see.
rescaled.
yeah. Well, since we're talking
So
about the stuff we experienced in the recent playtests and stuff. I mean, we might as well wait for Yuri's input on this, but basically, it was just an overview of the November playtests. We have a new weapon types in the game. It's LMGs. Since factions got removed, we have something in its place for what used to be the abilities is the map pickup power-ups now. And then, like we were discussing earlier, there's an overloading mechanic for portal blocking, and now we also have EMP nades. So that is basically the rundown of November playtests. And then, like, we had another November playtest just very recently, where they did a little bit of balances changes, some visual changes with the overloaded EMP nades. There's also an end game screen with MVP player results, and they also added things like career stats to let you know that, hey, career stats is coming for the launch. But yeah, what is your guys' thoughts on the LMGs? Like, what's your opinion on them?
They're fun. I mainly played classic mode though, so I can't really comment too much on how they feel in the loadouts. But as pickups, they're a lot of fun. Like they're kind of like a mini power up. You pick it up and you basically, yeah, it's like a mini power weapon, and it's a lot of fun. Again, I can't comment on how they feel in the loadouts. That's not really a mode I enjoy playing. I just feel like the loadouts in a lot of cases just break the balance and the feel of the game, personally.
Yeah, I can understand that. But I do like the idea of being able to have your own choice in the matter. I'm interested to see how they're going to split it up. Like if we ended up getting more like if we ever see more esports of Splitgate, like how are they going to do it? Are we going to see classic or are we going to see loadouts? Because that's going to be the interesting topic there, in the idea of where either you go classic route where everyone is on equal terms, which I expect that to be the majority, or you have the let players have the more creative aspect of the side and allow them to do more loadouts. When it comes down to the LMG themselves, I had a blast from what I picked up and played. I tried all three LMGs. The one that's lowest on my list is probably the Nebraska LMG, mainly because it's a slower fire rate and, of course, like the bullet spread specifically, because there's
Actually,
no like.
I kind of
I'm
like
gonna
that one the most,
disagree.
I would say.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm with Phoenix.
Well,
That was actually my favorite one.
I think the reason I say that is because when I first used it, I didn't have the laser sight on it, and the laser sight tightens that spread. So that's probably my issue. But whenever I picked up the LMGs first, my first one that I really enjoyed was just the Arrows one, like across the board.
I think
Like
Arrow's
that
my
thing
least
shred.
favorite.
The Arrows one shreds.
I
I
think
forget what I had
Yeah,
on
it
it,
does.
but
yeah, it shreds, but I think it also had like the most bounce of the three. Like it was just,
Mm,
I felt like it was bouncing more than compared to like
that
Sabras.
doesn't bother me though, because I'm able to adjust with the recoil good. The one I didn't like was the Meridian because of the burst. The whole burst of it at times, it could just ruin the flow of the kills I was trying to get.
yeah.
Uh, the Sabras to me just, I don't know, it felt overpowered at times because of that spread. I could just aim down a long haul, and I knew I was always going to hit my target, and it was just doing an insane amount of damage still.
They apparently buffed the LMGs like damage wise or something like that
Yes,
as well for
they did.
this late November playtest compared to the
Yeah,
early.
they were
And
really good.
I was kind of surprised by the buff they did because I thought they were already holding their own in the early playtests, the early November, if you ask me. But
I'm not gonna lie. When I heard that, I was just like, okay, so we want LMGs to be completely overpowered. Is that the goal here? Uh, it felt good though, because like you would get the LMG, and it felt like you had an LMG. You could mow down 3-4 people pretty easy.
Yeah, whenever I was using them, I was always using fast hands. Like there was a point in time where when I was using LMGs, because I expect them to be like Call of Duty LMGs, like just
Mhm.
gotta take like 12 million years to load a new mag into it,
It
and it
definitely
really
takes
didn't
a
feel that way.
no,
Like
it's not as long as like a Call of Duty or Battlefield, but it definitely takes longer than the other guns like an AR, an
SMG,
SMG,
yeah,
yeah, and all that.
Yeah,
um,
before we even had LMGs added in, and like we knew they were being added into, I was like, what? I was like thinking to myself, why is this? Why we need this? Like, don't we kind of already have something like that, like the SMGs? And then King Juice explained to me like, well, basically LMGs are kind of like the middle ground of like SMGs and ARs, and they're like think of it more like they're weapons that could be like used as like turrets, essentially,
Mhm.
right? They're
kind
like
of,
they're
yeah.
like
They're
attached.
mag dump weapons.
Yeah,
Yep. You don't have as
So
much mobility as you get with like an AR or an SMG, but
yeah. So as
you're a
soon as he
turret.
gave me that explanation, like it made a lot more sense to me, like how that would fit into Splitgate as a new weapon type for primaries. Because I was like, aren't we just getting too samey at this point? And then when we actually got the playtest, I actually felt very unique and different from
Mhm.
SMGs. So I'm
I
happy for that.
the only thing that I really didn't like, and I was talking to Phoenix about this, is that the models to some degree, at least for Meridian and LMG or Meridian and Ares LMGs, is it feels like they're kit bashed from other guns. I don't know if I'm the only one that thinks that, but like when you look at the LMG, it looks like two quantum barrels strapped together, and I think like the magazine might look like the synapse. And then if you look at the Aros LMG, it has the pulse barrel. So like the rainbow barrel from the pulse like first rifle.
You think
I
they're
think the
just
like
you think they're just
they're
reusing
kit bashed.
assets from the
In a
other
way, yes.
guns?
Granted, I don't think it's that bad. I think it still looks good. It still kind of like sets the thing a point, like the point across.
Well,
But
I think you got to point to that, and I think it's intentional though because they want all of their Arrows guns to have that kind of look. They want all of their
right,
Meridian's guns to have that
but
kind of look.
the thing about that is that every Aeros gun, besides the LMG, now is completely isolated design wise. Because when you look at Tempo and you look at Pulse, there's nothing that makes them similar. When you look at Juke and when you look at Punch, there's nothing that makes them similar. But now when you look at the LMG and say the Pulse, you're like, oh, okay, so the barrel is from the Pulse, and you compare it to the Tempo. Now you can see the top rail coming from the Tempo, and you can kind of like nitpick these different little design things and being like, oh, the side grip is also from the Blitz. It's like you start to see these pieces, and you're like, so they're just kind of reusing everything in almost a clever way. Because I mean, that's just
Hmm.
what game development is at the end of the day. Like that's
Yep.
kind of what we do in the map creator is we take these already pre-existing assets and we just make something ourselves. It's clever, but I think the only unique one is actually the Sabrask LMG, which I think has a completely new model for it. Because I think the model does like have like a whole I think its recoil system has like the barrel moving back and forth, so it had to have a new model one way or another.
Yeah.
um
Okay.
but other than that, that's the only thing that I was like kind of hesitant on. But I think it's all in all fine.
Oh, I was wrong that it wasn't just visual changes, by the way, for the latest playtests. Um, I think we had Karman Station early November, didn't we?
No,
No,
Karman
this is our
Station
first
was
time.
Oh, okay. So actually, we had
Yep.
two major new add-ons to the late November playtest, and we had Karman Station and Railgun
Oh yeah, the
because
railgun.
the we didn't have the Railgun power weapon added back from Splitgate 1
I am so
until
happy
this
they
late
brought that
November.
back. That was probably one of the best bringbacks that they or best
I I
things they
like
brought back.
I do like Railguns back, but like I have an issue with some of their arrows power weapons design. First off, I think both BFB and Railgun being arrows weapons is a little odd to me. I think they both should have been Meridian from the get go. I think it fits more in line with Meridian's style with the whole energy like base. And so my issue with both of them right now is, I just feel like they need to be better visually coordinated to let you know that, like for instance, the BFB. In Splitgate 1, you're able to tell when you're in range to melee launch. It opens up the top. Does not do that in Splitgate 2. And then the railgun, I feel like for Splitgate 2, it doesn't convey very well when it's about to be ready to be fired compared to Splitgate 1. In Splitgate 1, you'll see the the red bar go across the gun. I didn't really notice that with the railgun in Splitgate 2. Maybe you guys did. I don't know. But I feel like it wasn't really conveyed that well. And I also felt like it was a bit slower in Splitgate 2 compared to Splitgate 1. So what's your guys' thoughts
It
on that?
it definitely was slower. And I think the reason they did that was to set it apart from the Borealis. Primarily because they're both charge up weapons, obviously.
Mhm.
If I'm gonna say, I would. Oh,
Hey,
there's
Kowz
Kowz.
is here.
What's up,
Um,
Kowz?
the one thing I would
Hey.
say, that they probably should have done is instead made the railgun a Sabrask weapon because it hits hard and it takes long. It would have
So
made more sense
And it's
there.
fat.
Yeah.
the main reason I think the BFB and the railgun are arrows, not Sabrask or Meridian, is simply they needed to have an even amount of power weapons in each faction. And for Sabrask, the rockets and sniper makes the most sense. And for Meridian, you got the Borealis, you got the Gravitas, and is there any other power weapon they have? I'm pretty sure that's it.
Which ones you listed?
The Gravitas and the Borealis for Meridian.
Oh, for Meridian. No, I think they need a third one still, right?
I'm pretty sure it's just two, like, because you
Yeah.
got rockets and sniper for Sabrask, you got Gravitas and Borealis for Meridian, and
Oh
now you
yeah,
have
Suppress
BFB
don't have a third one yet
and
either.
Railgun for Arrows.
Mhm.
So it's almost like that
Split
perfect
stream.
balance of
Split
it.
stream. Yeah.
Yeah, you're missing the
Yeah.
split stream as well. So
Oh, the split stream. Okay. The
Arrows.
split stream, that's Eros. Okay, so that's 3 for Eros then. I
Um,
guess. What's the other? Is there?
no, I think
No, I think that's it.
I think you count them all. I think we have 8 power weapons right now.
Yeah. I mean, you used to have the Charger. That was a pretty good power weapon. But
the primary shotgun. Yeah.
yeah.
So Cal's joined us. Why don't you introduce yourself to the podcast, Kowz?
Oh yeah, I'm Kowz. I've been playing Splitgate since the console launch. Been a big fan of it and Takedown. I love Takedown.
Good mode.
And yeah, big fan of FPS games and portals and movement and all of that. And I'm old. I'm 35. So
so did you
I'm
grow
not
up
the
on
oldest here.
Halo?
Let's go.
Did you grow up on Halo? Is that what you grew up on?
I grew up on Counter-Strike, actually. Like I had a PC before I. Actually, I don't think I ever had like an Xbox 360 or original Xbox. I think I had like a PlayStation 2 and a PlayStation 3. But then playing FPS games on those, I was like Grand Theft Auto.
There you go.
3 and 4.
All right.
Hell
Yeah.
So yeah, we were just discussing the November playtests, like the stuff within it and stuff. But yeah, just a recap for Kowz here. What's your thoughts on the LMGs so far?
The Meridian one felt a little bit weak, I would say. the what was it? The Eros one felt like it was a better SMG than most of the SMGs, just because like how fast it fired and like
Yeah.
the consistency
see
and the
that.
damage.
How much ammo you had.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the Nebraska one just felt pretty ridiculous at any range, even though it's supposed to have like three bursts or whatever. It still felt like you were hitting every
Spread.
3 shot.
Yep.
It
Like
definitely
you
seemed
could
there was any
just
spread.
beam people down the hall without even trying.
Yeah.
But we
Yeah,
got-
so like that was it was interesting.
So we got the Rod, the programmer, a 1047 dev in chat right now. He said Railgun's quite strong in my opinion, stronger than Deadbolt. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, that was the whole point of a Railgun. I feel it's a stronger sniper,
Anti-power weapon.
It's a stronger sniper, but it has less ammo. You only have 4.
I was gonna say
ammo,
there's
right?
trade-offs. I feel like the Railgun is better across skill levels, where the Deadbolt just gets better the higher you go up in the skill levels. Because
also, nice thing of a sniper, you can just use it right away. While Railgun, you gotta hold it, right? You gotta hold down the charge.
Yeah. Learning to pre-charge it is a big part of the Railgun. But I feel like, to me, the Railgun is an anti-power weapon. Like, it's what you use to get someone that has a Borealis or a bat or rocks or whatever else to kill them before they really can get you, because it's like an instantaneous sort of thing. But
and you don't have to worry about headshots or anything. You just
you just have
point and click.
Touch them.
Point and click. Yeah.
Touch them with the fat beam.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe Rod can explain this better in detail. Rod, do you know if there is actually like some sort of animation to the Splitgate 2 Railgun to let you know when it's about to fire? Because I did not notice that in the playtest.
There's a little beam or like a little charge up thing on the right.
Okay, you noticed that, Kowz?
Crosshair. Yeah.
Oh, it's on the crosshair? Okay.
Well, it's like next to the crosshair. It's like on the side of it, like you can see it like kind of like going.
Okay, so that's just something I'm gonna have to get used to then for the changes from Splitgate 1. Alright, fair enough. Alright, so that was LMGs and Railgun explained. And so we also got portal blocking mechanics, 2 of which were the EMP Grenade equipments came back. Like they're actually equipment for the game now. And then the whole portal overloading mechanic. Yeah, what's your guys' thoughts on the whole portal blocking mechanics from each of them?
It's probably my favorite change they've made besides putting more emphasis on the classic mode. It's just feels really good. When you are wanting to play defensive, you could hunker down, play defensively. It doesn't, just because you have the overload mechanic and an EMP, it doesn't guarantee that you're going to lock that place down, but it gives you an edge over someone just trying to portal in behind you and kill you before you have a chance to even react. So it puts a nice flow into the game, I feel.
I also like that you can I can just give the crazy portalers like a timeout. It's like, yo, relax, bud. You're not portaling over here for a little bit. So that's also nice.
I feel the nicest thing I think about it, and especially whenever you have like a coordinated team, is it can definitely stop some of like the just straight spam that comes from some players, and like just teleporting around, going from spawn point, and like you can just create like a pretty much a block for them to like so that your teammates actually can spawn without having someone literally killing them right off the rip.
And it doesn't eliminate portaling either. Like you're still portaling around doing plays. It's just not excessive anymore, where you feel like you have to be portaling like a god just to have a chance.
You can cut off lanes that make it so that your team can actually spawn. That's like
you're creating choke points, which is a natural part of FPS gaming. bringing back a portion of FPS gaming to Splitgate that you lose by not having that.
Just having the portal block also just helps, like again, the spam that was like mentioned earlier. It's like whenever we played a game of Hardpoint, we were talking about this here a moment ago. I think before the podcast started, but it's like when you're playing something like Hot Zone and you're in like bottom basements of bases and Ozone. There's like there's like three of them that you can portal in from. You either got the one through the peephole and you have the ones through the two doors. So if you have three players blocking each side, no one can get in. The only way that they're going to be able to get in is either on foot or behind. So,
Yeah, it makes
having the
those.
EMP nades, it makes it, maybe you need one person with EMP nades. Like that's pretty much about it. Maybe pushing two.
I'd say
Honestly,
2 to 3. Honestly, in a competitive situation, I'm gonna say 2 to 3 people have to have EMPs, just because of how much use you're gonna be getting from them with it being a portal game. That's why when we talked with Zach Max before, we feel like you should have 2 slots for equipments. One is a default EMP, and then the other one is whatever else you decide to have.
yeah, I agree. EMPs needs to be like a standard for loadouts for making the other equipments actually being worth selecting, I feel.
Exactly.
Yeah. That was my thought on it. It's like you could have like a regular EMP that would just get rid of overcharge, whatever, and then you could actually select the equipment EMP that reserves the walls and could only be cleared by like maybe like another one to get rid of the reserving. Because like as it stands, yeah, if at a certain point, I feel like you'll get to a level where 3 people will have to run EMPs, and then like the one person who doesn't is the person that's running around trying to get 1v1s or trying to get picks or whatever else on arrows.
They're the
not arrows, but
aggressive
like that sort
player. Yeah, they're
right.
the aggressive fragger. That's basically what
That
all
makes
they
me
do.
curious on like if they're gonna adjust like the EMP cooldown, because I think in Classic it was what 15 seconds for your
Actually,
EMP to.
You had 2
Yeah, 2.
per spawn. You had 2 EMPs,
So it's like OG.
and you could pick them up off of people. Well, no, that's like, and yeah, well, no, I mean like sorry, in Splitgate 1, yeah, you had 2 per spawn, and
Yeah.
there was no
in
cooldown.
Splitgate
It was just
2, it's you get 1 on spawn, and then there's a cooldown.
Yeah,
There's like a 15-second cooldown.
The problem is having
well, I think
EMP locked to. sorry, Kowz.
No, I don't think that whenever you respawn that you get like a new one. Like it's pretty much like it's just always on.
It's
persistent
it's the
cooldown.
same. It's the same equipment. Yeah, it's the same equipment system.
Okay.
But it's also worth noting that like if it is loadouts, that means you get like killer equipment, so you can reduce that cooldown more if you're getting kills. So it might shift around a lot depending on whether or not it's classic or like loadouts, because loadouts will change a whole lot of stuff by like 2 seconds. It's like something like that is like pretty drastic in a game such like this. So it's definitely interesting, and I'm curious in seeing if they're at all going to adjust the EMPs, because I do like how EMPs currently function, like especially compared to like their first game counterpart, because
I could
first game
see
counterpart
them.
is just so spammy to me.
I could see them maybe just increasing the cooldown, because I feel like the cooldown right now is a little short. It allows for not quite EMP spam, but if you have multiple people on your team with EMPs, it gets spammed a little bit. I'm not sure if that's a problem or not yet. That's something that we're gonna have to wait, see, and test. But I have a feeling they might increase the cooldown on it just a little bit.
I feel like it's justified because you can overload whenever, right?
Yeah.
So like you need that counterplay to overload.
It's hard to say, mainly because like whenever I was playing the playtest, I really didn't see a whole lot of people running EMP nades. Like I was running them just for the sake of, well, then again, I didn't play very much. I know y'all probably played more than I did.
Say,
I definitely felt like
I saw them ran a lot.
I definitely felt like I was the one that was using it the most on my team, like pretty much like every match. So I don't know.
But
yeah,
all in all,
I definitely saw it. Like, but you could tell whenever the team didn't have it because you could just overload one spot. It would never get over. Like it was just there, and you're just like,
Morpheus has a
good
point
luck,
though.
bro. Yeah.
Morpheus says EMP spams are better than portal spamming or mime spamming. So,
Yeah.
you know,
I hate
he's
the
got a
mines
point.
so
Smart walls
much.
and mines were a bit much, in my opinion.
I guess that's a good
mines who-
segue. You go ahead on the mines. I'll let you rant or something if you want to.
Whoever made the noise for it and like the concussion effect, whatever, they did a really good job of like creating the perfect noise to just tilt people. Because it didn't even have to do anything. If you just hit a mine, your mental would get shattered. It didn't matter because it's just like you hitting, you're just like, or you like spawn, and there's one right there, and you're like, it's just something that it triggers like a primal response.
You'd be like, God damn it! I lay in another landmine, dude.
Yeah, and it doesn't. It doesn't even have to do anything like to like whatever, but it just messes with your flow, messes with your head. It just, I don't know. It was the mental ruiner that, yeah, and also like spawning like.
So I guess on the topic of the wall, I guess that's a good segue in talking about the power-ups. So I only picked up 2 power-ups through the playtest. I picked up Overshield and I picked up Rush. And it's interesting how they're just activated on pickup, kind of like OG Halo pickups, or I guess the best example would be OG Doom pickups. Kind of you walk over, you collect them, and they activate. But when it comes down to like how I couldn't tell how well they were balanced. Rush feels fine. I couldn't tell if we still had the health regen. Do we still have the health regen on Rush, or is it just a flat speed boost now?
Just flat speed boost. Pretty sure.
So
yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it made you reload faster.
You didn't notice it, but I did. I remember using Rush later on after you mentioned something like that. The health regen does, I believe, happen quicker.
It does get
okay.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't make you heal like faster, but the regen itself is quicker. Like it happens quicker.
Is it the regen delay or is it just the regen itself?
Regen delay, probably.
Yeah.
Maybe it's both. I don't know.
It might be both.
I'm sure actually
that's why I was
clarify
curious.
that, but
well, it's because I was curious. I was like, well, it's like if it's Rush, then it's just a speed boost because I don't see them really putting like a health modification into something that when we already have Overshield.
Yeah, I believe it's more in this a speed boost. I think it does amplify how quickly your health regens.
Body speed. Metabolism boost.
Metabolism boost. Cellular duplication boost. I don't know.
There you go. Everything just goes faster.
Yeah, everything just doubles. And then Overshield is interesting because unlike every other version of Overshield that I've seen, it doesn't wear out over time. At least that's what Phoenix told me.
No, it doesn't.
No.
Yeah. Because even in games like Halo, it still decays over time. So I'm not sure if that's something they're going to change eventually.
I thought it was really interesting. And like, because like normally like if you would get it, you would have to play aggressive to make good use of it, but like you can actually like grab it and play like a little bit passive to like guarantee certain power weapon spawns or something, or like certain choke points or whatever to like
which really doesn't make sense because of how fast of play style you normally have in Splitgate. You would expect them to want you to rush even more than to make use of that power up, but it kind of gives you a reason to slow down and like play safe.
Yeah,
it kind of makes you think of Sabrask.
I still think it should decay over time, or like it'll just wear off maybe like after like a minute or something. Because I mean, yeah, I think it's too much.
It's hard to say. I'm sure, like at the end of the day, they can tweak it according to what they want.
Well, it doesn't regen, is the thing.
Yeah,
so, like, it doesn't.
It'll never regen.
So
Splitgate is fast enough of gameplay to where maybe it decaying doesn't really make a big difference. Anyways, you're going to get shot fast enough to where you're going to lose it. So
yeah.
Hey, I was supposed to say in Halo's case, Halo's gameplay flow, I think, is more of a game of almost like I wouldn't say it's like chess, because obviously chess is very complicated, but Halo is an idea of like if you pick up Overshield, then it's usually a counter for something else.
Mhm.
So if you pick up Overshield, you can counter a shotgun, take 2 shotgun blasts. Typically, in most cases, you can survive that as long as they're not barrel stuffing you anyway. Um, but I think in the way that maybe Splitgate portrays it, gives it more of like you can use this as a defensive tool rather than an aggressive tool, and I think that really makes it stand out a bit more in comparison to any other game that uses an overshield type thing.
That makes sense.
Um, and then when it comes down to hypersight, I didn't pick it up. I saw people glowing with it, but I didn't pick it up. But it's hypersight, it's wall hacks. That's all it is.
It's like perimeter wall, or like
Oh yeah,
maybe, I don't know, like
they
50 meters
changed
out
it.
or so.
I think it
Yeah,
lasts
but
longer at least than
it
faction.
lasts a long
Yeah, it
time.
lasts a
I-
decent
Not
amount
like
of time.
I didn't get to select it
it's 15
much.
seconds.
It's
least.
15.
Uh,
That's pretty long.
Yeah,
least.
it's actually like I did like hypersight before. It's actually kind of worth the pickup now. Like
Yeah.
you actual value now compared to what you got before.
Sometimes you pop that as a faction ability, and sometimes it doesn't do anything. I'm like, bro.
Yeah, just because of the style
You
of
had to
play,
be
you know.
face. Well, no,
Yeah, there was a
it's like
cone.
Bloodhound. You had to cone it
Yeah.
out at the right.
Yeah.
Cone it out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like if you used it while off spawn, you had to make sure you're looking towards the enemy spawn.
In the last podcast, Zach Max was talking about that, like, you can actually see the radius of the hypersight. So you if you time it just right, if you're far away enough, you can just portal away or dodge it. So it's like, oh, okay. Well, there goes that hypersight.
Pretty much. Yeah, but how they have it now, you get value from it no matter how fast someone can put portal. You can see where they are, and
it just makes it a little bit hard though sometimes to actually like get some of these items or some of the power-ups and get out, because like they're very much like the locations.
If it's not the rush, if it's not
the rush.
Yeah, if it's not
the rush on both of them was very, you could like grab and get out.
Yeah,
But
the shield, at least you get the shield right away, right? But the rush and hypersight, as soon as you get those, you might be dead within the next second or two. So it's like, oh, well, that was wasted.
It's kind of why I liked the I think they started doing that in Halo 5, but in Halo 5 they had it to where pickups were actually an item that you had to use. So it's either you picked it up and you used it, and then that's what gave it. So it was kind of a thing where you actually had to fight over it, because if you fought over it, then you would actually get the item, or you could rush in, take it, burn it, and then just not let the enemy get it. I think in a case of Splitgate's abilities here, since they're always active upon pickup, it's kind of a case of either you have to have like half your team or most of your team pushing it at the same time, and ensure you pick it up for its utility, or you just have one person run over, try to pick it up, and just try to burn it as quick so you don't let the enemy get it.
A lot of the times, it became a 1v1 or a 2v2 of people trying to pick it up, and whoever won the 1v1 or 2v2 got the power up.
Do you think that maybe they should just add like a second or two like invulnerability frame when pick up the power ups?
No.
No.
You should never do something like that. No.
Yeah,
No.
fair enough.
Because then it's just whoever's gonna slide in fastest with like momentum or whatever, or can just
Yeah, I want to go back to talk about the portal blocking mechanics, because I still have like a lot to talk about those. So the overloading state. So they changed the visuals for both overloading and EMP grenades from early November to the mid-November playtests, and I gotta say, maybe it's just I wasn't used to the change, but I felt like it was more confusing with the change to the current build for the visuals. So
I felt like the visuals from the first playtest that they added in were the best. It allowed you to know what state the portal was at almost all the time.
So like a quick review.
I'll go.
Quick review. So like the early playtests, early November, the EMP state made your portal walls blue if it's your team, and it makes it red if it was an enemy that EMP'd it. And then the overloading made like the portal walls like a white like glow effect on it when you're overloading. Now they kind of like swapped them.
We're gonna take a step back there. The effect on the overload, it wasn't just a white glow. It was like a white with red stripes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, you had like little side stripes. Which
okay.
I think like yeah.
It was easy to tell that the wall was then overloaded, though.
Right. But then
I would have been okay with like blue for your team and red for the enemy team, just like striped effects or whatever. But like
yeah.
Yeah.
And then the latest playtests, like they basically kind of like swapped them. So now the overloading state made the portal wall red for everyone, and then I thought
no matter what,
I thought the red was confusing because it doesn't convey to me very well that it was a teammate that was overloading it or a enemy that was overloading it. So sometimes I would replace my teammate portals, and it could end up to a sabotage for the team, letting the enemy overload instead or something like that. And
so
I didn't like that.
Hear me out. This is like, I don't know how like of a chance this is, but I would like the opportunity, or at least the devs, to take this as a suggestion and allow us to customize them. So we could customize them to our own colors.
Like graffiti.
Yeah, something like that. So it's like if because I think my colors are like blue for team, or I think it's blue for team and yellow for enemies. So if it's like a yellow portal, that means my enemies have it. If it's blue, that means it's my teammates. And then I can also customize the overload color. So I think something like that would be perfect, especially for those who are, colorblind and all that kind of stuff as well. I think that's like another huge
I can agree. You guys already took a huge step in allowing us to customize team colors and crosshairs. Like, just allow us to customize the portal colors, because it helps.
Yeah. And you guys basically took the words out of my mouth about the EMP grenades. Is that I think they should be a, given from the get-go for the loadout modes. Like, you have EMP nades in the loadout modes as well as the equipment abilities. So, but yeah, that's basically all I have to say about portal overloading EMP nades.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, again, like you could have just like regular EMPs that just get rid of portals. They don't reserve the walls or anything like that. And then you can have an equipment, like the equipment version, that's like a stronger one that does reserve the walls. Because just getting completely like locked out from something, it just makes it so that more people have to actually run
the
EMPs to really do anything.
Actually, I feel like you're
stales it.
You have a really good point with that, where if everyone spawned with a basic version where all it did was clear and not reserve, less people would then want to take the stronger version that actually then both cleared and reserved. That would be left for the people who play defensively.
Who want to do it to like save a lot, like save a life, or like help break into a point or whatever else. But yeah.
Yep.
I was going to say, I would be interested to see if that was like a perk instead, maybe?
To change it so that it swapped it to reserve it.
Yeah, so like you would, without the perk, you would have it where it clears, but with the perk,
you would change the with perks are they only work in the loadout mode. They don't work in classic.
Yeah. Also, if they're gonna do equipment related perks, I think we need a separate like perk slot at that point that only adjusts the equipments, right? So
that's fair. Yeah.
I mean, you could put like one that's like killer equipment or like enhanced equipment or whatever else for.
Yeah, but if it's like changing the equipment ability though, like I think that needs to be like some kind of separate equipment slot at that point.
I mean, the enhanced one for the smoke grenade made it a lot bigger and last longer, or else, and then like I don't know, I guess like maybe that one kind of.
That's amplifying the ability though, right?
Yeah, but that's amplifying the strength of the EMP. I don't know.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Again, that even makes me curious on what it's going to do to the EMP grenade. Do we even know what it does? Does it just make the radius bigger?
What do you mean?
I don't think would assume in existence anymore.
Oh, like better equipment?
Yeah, is that? Did they remove that?
I
I think it might. It still exists. I don't know. You don't think it exists anymore, Kowz?
I don't think it does. It might, but I don't think so.
I don't know.
I saw like equipment cooldowns.
Yeah, that's
so maybe you get your EMP back quicker at least.
Yeah,
well,
you
yeah,
can
I mean,
do
there's
that.
Like, the one where it lowers in, the one that you killer equipment, I think was still there.
There is one thing.
Still there, yeah.
There is one thing I forgot to mention about EMP nades is that I didn't like was the arc throw for EMP nades. You can't like throw it across the maps like you could in Splitgate 1. And
I think that's intentional though.
But you also couldn't do that in Splitgate 1, really. Like you had
you could.
It had a slight arc, but like if you had an open space, you could literally like
it had arc,
and it would go far.
It had arc. Yeah, trust me, Kowz. So like for example, my Spitball Derby map. You know how that map was very open, very far. There's been times where I would be on one side and chuck a EMP nade all the way to the other side and hit a portal wall. You can't do that in Splitgate 2.
There is definitely a range limit.
Maybe it was more of an arc. I guess I don't know. I didn't try to throw it from like 100 meters away. But normally I think I'd port a little bit closer to throw it at it. But
I would argue that they need to bring that back, the throw, like it was in Splitgate 1.
So similar to me.
Because the basement for Ozone, for example, those little holes with portal blocking mechanic, it's gonna make domination really difficult. So,
I don't know. So I actually disagree with you on this.
Phoenix. You could ever get that.
Say what?
I don't think you should be able to throw an EMP through that hole through Ozone. I think you should be able to lock that portal down and force people to portal to the base. I feel like that's a really good interaction to have.
It makes it so like you're never going to be able to utilize that hole though, like at all.
You can utilize. Well, you definitely still can.
Yeah, maybe for gunfights EMP on the side and let them know that you're breaking open the hole. Like it might require a little bit of teamwork, but it could still definitely be utilized, and that also forces one person to always not have portals.
Yes, the person who's
and then if you kill that person, then it's open. Like I feel like
it's a good interaction. Like
I don't know.
I tested it a lot in a couple of games because that was what I was like curious about the Ozone map. It felt so good because it's not like you just portal blocked and now no one's portaling there. No, you portal block, now you have a couple seconds before you're getting hunted down and killed. So you're still playing smart. You're not just portal blocking and now you're safe.
I don't know.
You're portal blocking and you have to set up to kill 2 to 3 people now.
There was a match where Bowman and I both did like domination on Ozone, and the enemy team could never get to the down point because we're just overloading that portal wall in front of the hole, and they just could not portal at all to get inside because we kept blocking the side portals as well.
Yeah, that's because we were playing hot zone. So that was the issue.
You guys are coordinating. Yeah, you guys were coordinating as a team to do that.
I think it's too easy to block that area off completely, though. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I mean, it's like
it takes like 2 portals.
Side doors. Yeah.
I
mean, but the 2 side doors, it's like you can usually do a pinch maneuver and EMP like the side walls, and then like that would be, collapse essentially. Like
you're still limited on EMP charges though.
Well, yeah, but at the end of the day, I mean, you're still gonna get it recharged back. It's not like it's the end of the day, Like it's always gonna come back.
In the worst case scenario with that map, if you lock down that whole bottom part, people can still get to the outside doors and fight you from there to get in. So yes, you are creating a defensive position, but that is kind of what that whole point is meant to be. Like,
I don't know. I guess I'm in the minority for the arc being more like Splitgate 1 then. But so yeah,
it felt like so much like that. Well, so what people do, or what people used to do before there was the portal blocking, is you just spam 2 of your portals on that wall consistently, and then since you have like 1.5 seconds, and then whatever. So like, people And then people didn't really even understand that, so they'd just be sitting there shooting their portal through the hole constantly, being like, "Oh,
But I
why
feel like
can't I
that
push
takes
my
I feel
portal?"
like that takes more out of the player to do than just like, oh, I'm just overloading the wall with 2 portals. Now I can focus on gunfights there. Because while you're doing that, you're not gonna be focused on the gunfight when you're spamming your portals, right? So that was the possible disadvantage. Just like, oh well, you're not gonna be in the battle helping when you're doing that. You're just blocking them. With overload, it's like, oh, now I can just fight. I have this portal wall overload. They can't do anything about it because they can't EMP through the hole, right?
Well,
So
you can portal around and then EMP
Yeah,
from the
that's
side.
what
Like
I'm
it's
saying.
not
Like,
like it's
it was a problem before
completely.
with that map, how easy it was to portal spam from one side
yeah,
to
but
the other.
that player in particular will have to like still go all the way around the map to even do that.
It's not hard though. It's a couple portals. That's what we're trying to say. It takes
It's
like 2 portals.
yeah,
It's not
one to
hard.
the
Like,
wall, one to the other. Yeah,
it's not hard. Like,
It's
And then, even if you are gonna portal log, so say if it is basement of ozone, right? Think of all the different options we have as like AOE effects
crash
now.
it.
Like we now have sticky grenades. Like we can throw a grenade into that room before we start breaching in, and like that's like another thing. Like you could get a lucky stick on somebody. I mean that's a
yeah,
good like chip
that's what
unit.
the whole point of the sticky grenades too are for areas like that. If people are hunkered down in that little room, you have a sticky grenade you can throw in there to do a lot of damage.
It's just the good thing about like loadouts is that the idea of loadouts are flexible. You can change your loadout according to whatever the situation calls for, according to the game, whatever the game mode calls for. If it's
Mhm.
like hot zone, that means you can do like sticky grenades, and then you can also have a few people with EMPs and healing, one a single healing grenade or something like that. That kind of stuff is flexible. With classic, it's kind of a weird situation that I still need to like have some more fun with, because everyone has EMP nades there, and it's mainly like the tier 2 and like the power weapons that really leverage power there. So
Yeah.
all right.
I feel like if they really need a second equipment spot, because that would help with both the loadouts and the classic mode, because then in classic mode they could add equipment as pickups that when you pick it up you now have something in that secondary slot.
maybe one-time use or something. Who knows?
Yeah, pretty much.
Also, I don't know if they did this like accidentally, but I think is it in that one or was it in the other one? I think it was in the other one I clicked onto, because I accidentally clicked I think the early November playtest, and they still had Ozone Graffiti playing with the LMGs. Um, so I'm curious if that's going to stick around, considering we're getting nighttime Ozone soon, for
I
whatever
think
reason.
they might just sprinkle them in as variants, basically, just to make sure you're not getting the same style all the time. That's how I feel like they're gonna be doing it. And I assume that they're gonna give us access to all of the variants in custom too.
Well, I mean, we've always pretty much had access to the custom variants, as long as they dropped anyway. Like when
Yeah.
Ozone Graffiti dropped, we got access to it in customs.
Yep.
My only worry is just like I don't want them to make too many versions of a single map and just like go in looking
Overload.
for a new map and being like, "Oh, I'm getting ozone, 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 ozone."
Maybe they felt like all the graffiti was too distracting. I don't know. But I thought it was weird that they're like, oh yeah, nighttime ozone. It's a new variant. It's like you guys already did this with the graffiti. What do you mean?
It's not even. It's just a lighting change too, really, with a little bit of a skybox change. So it's nothing really crazy that they did. So I think maybe they wanted just a night version where it didn't have the graffiti all over. So
now, this podcast is supposed to be featuring Kowz a little bit to like get to know him a little bit more as well. I want us to get to that now, right? So, Kowz.
Yes.
Uh,
Sorry, I'm hoping
in your
that,
way,
my wife's vacuuming. But yeah,
we don't hear it. You're good.
Yeah, we can't hear anything.
Oh, this perfect.
You're good.
And in your way of explaining things, who are you and what do you do within the Splitgate community? You will say.
What do I do in the Splitgate community? I try to honestly come from a competitive standpoint, but also something that makes it so that casual players or like I don't know. I try to consider both or like all aspects of the how a game or how Splitgate is played, and I guess I've been trying to encourage people to like Splitgate. I don't know. I am a big fan of Takedown. I talk with the devs about Takedown stuff. I don't know. I've just been in the Splitgate community like, since the launch of console launch for Splitgate 1 and have been probably the biggest Takedown advocate during that time, but also trying to get people to be respectful of each other while playing the game and everything, and you don't have to trash talk everyone.
I was gonna say you're probably like one of the friendliest faces that we see just streaming the game in a somewhat competitive way, where it's like I see you in my lobbies, I know I'm about to get destroyed, but you're also gonna make it an enjoyable time while I'm getting destroyed in the game. So
yeah,
it's always fun to see you in my lobbies, which is pretty much.
I remember me and Phoenix, I think we matched up with you on, I think Takedown or something, I think sometime after like official launch. And we were expecting to get dumpstered. And then we were like, that's weirdly easy. I wonder what Kowz is actually doing. And it turns out you're messing with your cat on stream or something. The cat was messing with you. And I was like, that makes a whole lot of sense. He basically gave us a charity game.
I mean, he's being good right now.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like, he's literally right.
Yeah, you should want to see Kowz. You should want to see Kowz stream Splitgate. Sometimes he streams something else. I'll still like tune in. But yeah, Kowz I feel like it's like one of the few people who's like still like kind of like consistently streams Splitgate, or at least he did. And it's nice to see that like, hey, I don't feel like playing the game. There's someone I can at least watch that's playing it and just vibe out. So it's nice to see that.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to like or maybe not again, but I say that because I keep thinking it, because like I enjoy Splitgate 2 and I enjoy like the arena modes or whatever. Like they're good, they're fun, but I love Takedown. And like the fact that I haven't been able to get a Takedown match or whatever for a while, it kills me a little bit inside.
Yeah.
Or like whenever we do get one, it's like horribly imbalanced and it's not that's not that. Right, yeah, like I want a competitive game, and that's I think one.
On that note, a question I do have for you is, what are you looking to see out of Takedown in the relaunch? Like, what are you looking forward to? What new things would you want to see? What changes might you want to see come to it?
In an ideal world, the change that I would want would be for like when you are going in, like it would be like kind of like loadouts, but it would be you would select a carbine and an AR, and you could select whatever faction's carbine or whatever faction's AR that you wanted, and then you would have your perks or whatever. And I would say no equipment. If it's 3v3, no equipment. 4v4, okay, you can have equipment at that point. But yeah, I feel like that would be interesting. Or like maybe you would just like select Meridian or Sabrask or Eros, and you get like those two factions weapons, right? And then whenever you pick up a power up, or like when you know, like if you picked up like a semi power up weapon or whatever, it would get that faction's one too, and it would give maybe like a little bit of identity to each person. But but that's kind of going beyond all that. But what I would like to see is that because like what like you guys were saying is that you cannot have like the perks without the loadouts. Essentially, like that's kind of like one of the restrictions of the system. And I don't really think that there's a place for shotguns in Takedown, personally.
Yeah.
Because it's just
It's
I mean, it's
too.
a guarantee. It's always going to be close range, and
It's
like
such
they're
a
just
portal spamming and takedown is kind of expected. Like that's the
Right.
expected of the game mode. That's what the game mode's meant for. People are going to be portaling around faster than they will in any other mode. And if you have a shotgun, guess what you're going to be doing? You're getting right up behind people in a moment's notice and blowing their head off. Like it's just not ever going to feel good.
Right.
You can't balance the shotgun in a way to where it both feels good and also feels good. You know, like it's gonna
Right,
feel
yeah, it
bad
does.
one way or the other.
Yeah.
Like it,
Yep.
I feel like I feel like we've been a
100%.
broken record for these podcasts because I feel like we can't go
You
through a
got to,
single
though.
podcast without like talk about our
Or just
complaints for shotguns.
Yeah.
It's like
It's just
I mean, it is what it is.
it,
I think
But-
a cool thing that we could do, or I think they could do for like Takedown. It might be kind of a touchy thing, but all of us have played Halo Reach, right? Halo Reach multiplayer.
my favorite
So,
Halo.
Yeah.
with the locked loadouts, where every loadout is the same. It's only like different
variations
armor
of it.
abilities, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Essentially, what I can imagine them doing is having preset loadouts of like Eros, Meridian, Sabrask, and maybe changing the perks depending on a certain playstyle for each loadout. So, like, if you wanted to play more aggressive, you could have the Eros. If you wanted to play more like
right.
shot
Like, yeah,
caller,
even
you
like
could have
yeah.
Meridian, something like that. But
Yeah,
then
I
still
mean,
having like the classic like weapon pickups. So it's like a hybrid system.
Yeah.
You still got loadouts,
Right,
yeah.
with the weapon pickups.
Yeah, I want them to do that
So-
eventually. Just make it so like they have like
I would.
That
a
could work
loadout
for
system
Takedown.
that's tied to the actual game mode or something. That like you don't
Yeah.
get to customize it, but you can at least select other loadout choices, right?
Yeah.
Right.
That could make
But
a lot
yeah,
of
like
sense.
select
What-
which carbine you want or which
Yeah.
Which equipment
Whatever.
or
And
whatever
then maybe-
it is you get.
yeah.
Yeah.
or which. Maybe you could even like select like for what you would go for pickups or whatever. It's like it would be this variant of the like gold whatever. But
Yeah.
I don't know. But I feel like that would be a bit complicated.
Another interesting thing to add is that we haven't got to see what Takedown feels like yet with the whole portal blocking mechanic.
That's my biggest concern is we
I-
haven't tested Takedown with all the changes we've had, and Takedown to me should be the centerpiece of this relaunch, in my opinion.
Yeah.
In my
To
personal
me-
opinion, they should focus on Takedown as their like main
It's
mode
the
that
intro.
stands them apart from all other FPS games. Because
Right.
in my opinion, it's the one mode that makes them stand apart.
Yeah, I haven't seen any other game
100%.
doing a Takedown. Like I think that's a unique mode
that's
they came
not-
up with.
Well, there's like other one like kind of like if you go with like Rebirth from like Call of Duty or something like that. Like
Well, there
where-
was Halo's Extermination. I don't know if y'all
Yeah.
played Halo's Extermination, but Extermination's kind of like Takedown. The only difference, actually, I think it is practically 1-to-1 to Takedown. The only difference was it was more of like a Halo play style. It was like
The Splitgate playstyle gives that
it
game
just
mode
it
just
works.
it works
it
so
works
well.
for it.
It gives you a different level of
I-
adrenaline rush that I don't get from playing other game modes. I really don't.
Yeah, I never liked
here's-
4v4 ranked in Splitgate 1. I always just want to do Takedown rank instead.
Dude, Takedown's so fun.
Here's
Yeah,
kind of
like
my
that, yeah.
take on it, and like my assumption, like from like initial like portal blocking shenanigans. I don't think it's gonna play that big of a role in Takedown, and the reason I say that is because how fast-paced Takedown is anyway. What are the chances
Yes
someone is gonna sit
and
somewhere
no.
and lock down a portal specific?
You'd be
Well, no,
surprised.
but
There
like
are
if you
times.
yeah, like if you need to, if like you know someone goes this one route that like they don't vary it up or whatever, you block off one of their paths, they're gonna
Yeah.
portal right into it, and then they're just gonna be like stuck, and they're gonna get shot 2 times or whatever while they're trying to figure
Because
out, oh, I can't
It's
actually
more
portal here.
it's more about blocking their path and trying to get them to
it's making split
your
second
path
decisions
instead.
kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Where
creating a choke point or creating a spot for them to not like I don't know.
Exactly.
because you're
Yeah,
moving
rotate.
so fast where if you're like this path that you use a lot, you're comfortable with using, and then it's just one round randomly blocked when it wasn't before, that throws you off. And if they notice that and they're planning for that, now you're dead.
Here's a
And
good
that makes a
example.
huge difference.
Here's a good example. I forgot which takedown map this is, but the one that has the jump pads on the sides. What you could do is you could coordinate with your team.
Face-to-face?
What?
I think it's face to face, is it not? The one that's like narrows.
Face off.
It might have been face off. I don't know. But the
Yep.
jump pads on the sides. What you could do, you can portal block the portals that are in front of those jump pads, and what you'll end up doing is tricking the player to taking the jump pad because they can't use the portals to get across anymore, and then they just wide open in the air. You can get some shots on them in the air like that. So that's like an example of what maybe portal blocking could do on a takedown map.
Yeah, I mean, the takedown maps are like what Yergi was saying of how it should be like how I see takedown is it should be kind of like the first introductory thing. Like if you want more depth or more like
people who like Splitgate for Splitgate.
Yeah, or well, I mean like say like takedown's like the stepping stone, right? If you don't want your games to be that sweaty or whatever, then you could go from takedown to like SWAT or Fiesta or some of the party modes or gun game and all that. But if you want like more depth and like more coordination or whatever, then you go to like the domination or King of the Hill, Hot Zone or whatever, because like with the more power weapons, because like in the original one, the power weapons that you had were the SMG and the sniper. That was it. Like you had like the pseudo power weapons of the AR and the BR, but that was the breadth of your weapons. Like you were never spawning into a rocket coming right at you. You're never spawning into a bat.
A proximity mine.
No, you were not. Yeah.
So I think
honestly, prox mines are like more tilting to getting portal blocked, but
yeah, can't do anything once your prox mine, dude. Your prox mine, there's nothing left. You're just dead.
Yeah, and when it had the knockback, it actually knocked me off the map once. It's crazy.
Yeah, there's quite a few topics I want to like get over. So like
let's go then.
So like I think like I still want to know a bit more about Kowz here, and I think you guys do too. Kowz, how did you got into Splitgate? Like how you discovered it?
When you started playing, yeah. I was playing Apex with someone, and they were like, "Oh yeah, you should try Splitgate." I was like, "Yeah, okay, I'll think about it." And I played it like a little bit, and just played some of the regular modes. As I saw the portals, like, okay, yeah, I guess there's portals. It's kind of gimmicky, whatever. And then I think I like didn't play for like a week, and then the Apex servers were absolutely horrible, and I was like, I can't do this. And I was like, well, whatever, I'll play Splitgate. And I booted up, and I was playing Takedown. It's like I think I finally unlocked it, and I was like, oh, okay, this is interesting. And then I was dead, and I saw someone triple portaling. I think it was Banana, Untoward Banana, if you remember him.
Yeah,
but he was triple portaling whatever, and I was like, okay, this isn't gimmicky. This is a movement thing. Like this is like you can use these to do more than just go from point A to point B. You can go from point A, B, C, and D, and like it kind of showed the complexity off to me and made me realize that it's not just a gimmick. Because also I was dead and I was spectating someone, right? Like I saw someone do it, on my screen. Like, I feel like that was a big difference for me versus like seeing, you know, someone streaming it and doing it or whatever. It's like whenever it's like full screen right there, and like you're
Seeing
in that
someone
same
just
game with
pinging.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just
It's insane. It
And
really
and,
is.
and think if it wasn't for Takedown, you would have not seen that. You wouldn't.
no, I wouldn't
you
have. I
you
wouldn't,
probably
I
wouldn't.
honestly would not have kept playing.
Yeah.
I don't
Like,
think
that's
because
just
for me, when I first started playing, I had started with the basic modes. Until I got bored of those, then I started playing customs, making maps and stuff. And it was actually my buddy Swags who got me back into playing matchmaking, and it was Takedown. Whenever I would leave customs, it would only be to play Takedown because it was really the only mode fun enough for me to want to actually go and play it.
I think that was great.
Honestly.
Right. Yeah, because that again, that's I just like the fact that like in other games it wouldn't really work as well because like with portaling and like you can there's not many games where you can make yourself move faster based on skill.
Yeah.
Right? Like you can maybe like have like momentum or whatever else, but like taking different portal routes or like hard to hit portal angles or whatever else and knowing the map, having like a mental picture of where people are at and planning your route around that. Like it's such a different experience than I don't know. And like and the simplicity of the maps makes it so that you can start doing that sooner than like I don't even know, trying to portal around Highwind and like know all the routes on Highwind. Like yeah, okay, good luck with that.
Or Olympus. That's another one.
This had some crazy angles.
What are some achievements that you would say you're proud of within Splitgate or Splitgate 2?
I was the first person in Splitgate 2 to have 1047 wins.
Hell yeah.
I think I was the second person to hit level 1000 in the original Splitgate.
Oh, that's huge.
I think I might have been the first person to exhaust the drop pool.
What does that mean?
Back in the original, you know where you had like the loot drops or whatever, and like
you completely dried it out. Nice.
Yeah, which is the reason why they swapped it to the whole getting. If you got a duplicate, you got like experience or split coins or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah. I actually, oh man, I used to be like, yeah, look, my cat, he's amazing. He only opens epics or legendaries. I'd be like, how much you want to bet that the next one I'm gonna open is a legendary? Because that was all those left in drop pool.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
So I did this with Zach Max last podcast. I did the same thing for you. So I took a look at your Steam profile, like what top games you play for like hours wise and stuff. And before we talk about the Splitgate ones, so I see that you have over 1,000 hours on PUBG, Apex Legends. A couple of things I'm not too familiar of is Malvor Idol and stream avatars. Maybe you could talk about what those are in a bit. And then this dude has over 3,300 in into Path of Exile. So a little bit of gaming history for your boy Kowz here. So you might want to talk a little bit about each of those real quick.
You see, it says I have 729 hours of Counter-Strike 2. And 648.
Yeah, I just saw that.
The amount of Counter-Strike hours I have, it was pretty much like one of my main games I played since like 6th grade until I was like done with college, maybe like a year out of college. It's pretty much like one of my main games. So I've got a ton of hours in that. But then yes, now I play WoW and FXL. But I mean, Royale was just an idle game that you know you AFK in, so you get a lot of hours. And stream avatars is what I have whenever it's the little guys on the bottom of my screen or whatever that people have.
That's what that is. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and
it's like a Twitch interaction thing.
Mm-hmm. PUBG, I was big fan of PUBG. I mean, that was like the first battle royale. I mean, it's like the second one, kind of.
Yeah,
it was like after
but the
Player
first one was the
Unknown's
mod, right?
Whatever.
Yeah, it was a
that was
mod.
that was the very first one. It was a mod of
Yeah.
Arma 3.
And then PUBG was made from Players Unknown, so it is technically the.
So
Wasn't it?
There was one in between.
Oh, there was.
Arma.
It was
Was it not Arma?
Oh,
It was the
gosh.
Arma 3 mod, was it not?
No.
No,
It was
he's saying it-
H1Z1.
H- oh,
H1Z1.
Yeah,
H1Z1.
H1Z1.
H1Z1 was basically like the birth of Battle Royale. That is if you don't count like Minecraft Battle Royale. Apparently, it originated from Minecraft after all this time.
Hunger Games.
Yeah, Hunger Games.
Yeah, they did Hunger Games in Minecraft. That was technically the first one, but
it really birthed from Player Unknown's Arma mod, and then that one happened, and it was kind of like, but then PUBG came out, and
PUBG was the first like
PUBG used to be like
big
huge
game that was like a battle royale in and of itself.
Yeah. Then Fortnite came out like with their
that's
like, so crazy to me.
Like Fortnite like took over their fame.
Oh no, I mean like Fortnite was literally dead on launch.
Yeah,
whenever like they did it or like they launched, and it was so dead, and then they added Battle Royale, and it just
Fortnite used to be a save.
It wasn't just Battle Royale.
They tower defense.
It's just save the world.
Yeah.
That was the game. That was the whole game. Yep. And but yeah, I don't know. I really like PUBG until it got to the point whenever you'd be in a game for like 40 minutes and you die to some guy who was prone in a bush, just waiting for hours on end, or someone that was just sitting in a room staring at a wall waiting. Oh, okay. It's Yurgi. Thank you, Yurgi. Yes. So
I'd be in some bush with some sniper, just waiting for the final circle to find that person, and just.
So yeah,
I don't think I can sit. I can't sit still for that long. It's just like fall asleep. It's just like playing Tarkov, and there's a guy.
Well, it's not like you're
Tarkov, there's a guy
the whole time. You are kind of like
some of these
slowly moving from point to point.
It's.
Oh yes, I guess you could be wiggling on your belly a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you could be worming through the map. Yeah.
So Kowz also has.
Like an alligator.
Kowz also has close to 3,000 hours into Splitgate 1, and this is probably the most play time I've seen for Splitgate 2 of yet, because it's hasn't been around for too long. He has almost 700 hours already into Splitgate 2 beta. So
I mean, there's people that do have more. I mean, if you would go back to whenever it launched, like pretty much whenever they said that they were like going back into beta, I kind of like eased off a little bit, because I was like, okay, I know. Pretty much that to me, whenever I hear that, and just like whenever they're like, oh, we're stopping development on the first Splitgate to make Splitgate 2 or whatever, they did nothing like past that until I guess whatever, when they shut down the servers, and they like released all the like the stuff that they had, like all the skins and all the like block out maps or whatever like that. Like, why couldn't they have done that earlier? I don't know. It would have been nice to have gotten like at least some stuff throughout.
Yeah, I've also
I've
also tracked your achievement record for Splitgate 2. So you achieved everything, all achievements in Splitgate 2 by June 30th. I think the game's only been out for like 2 months at that point. And then your last achievements, month and a week. Your last achievements was 5 of 15 portal kills achieved on the 26th of June, and then the 28th was 150 firecrackers, plants / defusals, and then finally the 30th was 250 hot zone captures. By the way, firecrackers not in the current rotation for re-release for the game modes. So that achievement, it's gonna be like what's gonna happen?
The only mode I was happy to see gone.
was kind of pain in my ass in quick play. I'm not gonna be real. It really was.
What was your strategy for the portal kills? What did you do for that?
Oh wait.
Because obviously you did a bunch that day.
Portal a lot, right?
You got
yeah, that's what I kind of thought. You use a portal
on Symphony. Got a portal kill on him.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I know that guy from the Fortnite days.
Oh, it was a good one. That's like one of
that was on Charlie, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
I gotta link these because they're some of my favorite.
I remember
clips.
it. Yeah, no, that clip's legendary.
Cause he.
Yeah, if you have that clip, pull it up, Kowz.
Yeah, let me. Okay.
While you're doing that, so Jurgen and I talked about this last podcast, but what is yours and Koma's thoughts on the Splitgate Battle Royale, and like, you think they could reshape it back in a certain way?
I hope it comes back.
I'll get ready for this clip later.
Clips worth it.
This is me, and I think I remember talking about this at one point in like another playtest, but I actually enjoyed like the BR. Like, I think it was like, if I were to pick any BR to play for however long period of time, I would play the Splitgate BR.
I can
mainly because it takes like aspects of like everything that's good about not only like traditional BR, but it also takes aspects of like what makes Splitgate great with the portals and, you know, the different weapon sandbox, really kind of even showing how good a Halo BR would be, because I know a lot of people would want a Halo BR, and Halo has like the sandbox for it and the health systems for it, but they just haven't done it. And Splitgate kind of takes that and is like, here's this with like a little bit of the arena aspect as well, bringing in the takedown respawns, and it's like, that's all it needed. Like that, like you're pretty much taking everything that, you know, you've already built into the game and just upscaling it, and it was good. I enjoyed it. It's a little bit disappointing to see it gone. I hope at some point they do bring it back, but only time will tell at that point.
I don't know if they even said anything about it. Are they planning on reworking it? Does anyone know?
I think they said something that they were thinking about if they could rework it, but there was no promises. I don't know. It's a mixed bag for me, because I agree with Koma on, if I were to play a BR, I want to play the Splitgate BR. It was fun to me. It did a lot of things right, although there were a lot of problems with it too. On top of it, we don't really have the player base to support a whole BR mode on top of the other modes that we like to play. So it's one of those hard things where I would love it in an ideal world. I just don't think we're in that ideal world to where we can have it.
Yeah.
Like my whole thing with it, like, I really think that it would have done a lot better. And I don't know if they necessarily like steal from each other's player bases or whatever. Or that makes sense. Like the BR steals from the arena, because there were people that liked the BR that
didn't like the arena. Yeah, I can agree. There were definitely people who were in different categories for that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the thing that really made it so that it wasn't that great is all the performance issues. Like, you can't play a BR where you like crash in the final circle or something like that, or and then you can't reconnect, or you have like a huge hitch or stutter and miss out on like a couple kills or something like that, or die.
Yeah, there was a lot of performance issues with it.
Yeah, the performance issues to me is what killed the BR mode, because like all it takes is that to happen like 2 games in a row or whatever, and someone's done. Like, this isn't, they don't have the luxury of being Call of Duty where people will be like, oh, it'll get better. They don't know these devs. They don't know these things. Like, if it's not working well, then why do they have any like thoughts?
Yeah, gamers are gonna be less patient.
Reason to keep.
Gamers are gonna be less patient about a game that they don't know anything of compared to like a game dev that they do know, right? So
yeah.
So yeah, this was the portal kill that he got on Symphony. Kowz, let's check it out.
Yeah, my perspective.
And then we got Symphony's perspective too. Let's check that out. This has got to be good.
Bang out bottom, come on. Bang out bottom. Banging it.
Dude, they're like so sweaty right now too.
Top middle. Top one shot, dead.
Mid.
Port on me, port on me, port on me. His portal just sent me off the map. Oh my god. Wait, no, he didn't. Dude, I'm dead serious. I just ran through his portal.
Just shit me off the map.
Oh, dude, that is hilarious.
Honestly, his perspective's the best.
I've never seen that before. That's great.
But like
his
like moment
for you into one clip. That's gonna be great. Oh my god.
His moment of processing. He stared down, was like, oh no.
This is how you got some of your portal kills too with the gravity gun. The gravitas.
Dude, that clip still hits. Oh, this was a good one.
Oh, they nerfed it, huh?
No, it still pulls like that.
No, yeah, that's still how it pulls.
Oh, dude, that is.
You can't pull it as much anymore, right? Because it takes two.
No, you can.
shots.
No,
it takes one.
It's one.
That's hilarious,
It's one to
dude.
pull. What did they change? Oh, I think I forgot what they changed on the gravitas again.
It went from 1 to 2 for the shots.
Oh, okay.
Like the left clicks. Yeah,
that makes sense.
All right, so
I've got.
So the next up will be yeah, Jurgen and I discussed this last podcast, but again, this is for Kowz and Coma this time. If you guys were given the ability to add something to the game, like it could be anything, what would it be?
Kowz, you probably have a better idea in your head than I do, so feel free to take.
I could add anything.
Yeah, anything to the game.
What is like the number one thing you want added? Basically, like you would like to see
rank takedown.
Rank takedown.
Easily rank takedown. But if it's not rank takedown, because that's like the easiest answer for me to give. Honestly, I would say it's the list that Code Phoenix has of custom game changes.
Oh yeah, that massive list I used to put down.
Yes. Well, no, like being able to save modes.
Yeah.
Is huge. Being able to set modes to maps.
Yeah, we all agree on that last podcast as well.
Like that list. Yeah. That list is, in my opinion, like that would make custom games rise back. Like it would give it so much more power and like.
Yeah, I'm.
You got like a different thing you can maybe add to that, Coma.
This might be kind of a weird thing, but I just want to see capture the flag back.
Oh yeah.
It's simple. It's a classic for one. Even Halo still to this day is doing capture the flag. Like I'm not entirely sure why we don't have it in Splitgate now. But the main reason, of course, I want it is because of Bounty. Bounty is always used capture the flag as its mainstay game mode. I can't quite do it with like all the split ball shenanigans that split ball has.
Yeah, because you could just steal it and then go right to the other.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff like I'm very limited on.
They are changing split ball where you can't portal, I guess, anymore while having the ball.
Yeah.
That doesn't help with the whole you can steal it from the other person's base and just move it over. Cause
yeah, I wonder if there's like a setting you could like turn it off maybe in the future.
Well, I mean, the only other thing I can think of is lowering the score to win per round down to like 1. But the reason that I enjoyed having capture the flag as Bounty was because each flag was a single point, and you needed like what 5 points to win the game or whatever. Like it was one singular match, and I don't want to really deal with the whole round-based stuff. 'Cause sometimes bounty rounds can be extremely fast.
And you don't want
15
more than
Yeah.
one flag on the map at a time. You only one flag needs to be on the map, because with split ball you can have multiple balls on the map at a time.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that most people didn't like the round base compared to this, like the single round thing. Probably because all the wait time they had to do between like each round was a bit much. That's
I like the round base because it gave you like kind of like a mental reset in between.
It
Competitive,
stopped
for competitive,
snowballing.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
For competitive, it's nice. For casual, when you're just trying to play a game
Right,
and
for casual,
have fun, no rounds. It's too much.
Yeah. Like, and I understand because I know that some of the original pros didn't really like the round base because they just kind of like to get into like their flow state, whatever, and just kind of. But it's mainly because in original Splitgate, if you got the lead and you were competent, you could. The only way you would be able to come back is if they threw like massively hard. Once you had the power weapons and you had control over it, you just like I will always remember whenever I was first playing Splitgate and we got lucky in one of the tournaments with Akuvo, Maddie, K-Jules, and Luck. And we played Domination on Stadium, and they 700-0'd us.
Oof.
Whoa.
Didn't capture a point the whole time. I think we played them like the next week, and it was on Oasis, and I think we got like a total of 15 points on Domination. So, yeah, and I've never been that destroyed in a game like in my life. I still very much remember it because there's literally just nothing you could do. I think that also like instilled upon my desire to not love like the one-shot weapons and everything, because it's just they can just be anywhere on the map and you just spawn and hey, guess what? God portal angle, you're dead. So
yeah.
So earlier I discussed that we don't have Firecracker, we don't have BR, and we also don't have Onslaught set in stone yet for relaunch, it seems. Again, this what the text says at top. It says alpha content, subject to change. But this was shown to us early November, November 4th, to be specific. And so the game modes we got that we could select from, which is another thing that's getting added, is that we can select different modes now. And our options are Team Deathmatch, King of the Hill, Dom, No Portals, Takedown, Hot Zone, Split Ball, OG Splitgate, Team SWAT, Shy Snipes, Team Fiesta, and Gun Game. Now, I was curious if there's anything that you guys think you would personally think that this should be changed or be added on or removed from.
No,
I have two things that they need to add. Number one, capture the flag. Number two, Instagib. You just brought the railgun back. Give us Instagib. It's
true.
such a fun game mode. It's so fun, and if you have a railgun, you need Instagib.
I don't know if Instagib on its own justifies its own selection though. Maybe it should be like a bundle of other party modes.
Well, then you're gonna have to just do a party mode mix where it's like all the Shoddy Snipes, Team Fiesta, and Gun Game all in one. But then some people might not like that.
Well, I think there should be like I think there should be like a FFA mode that has like a bunch of FFA modes in it or something.
Like for free for all party.
Yeah. So like if they do add Instagib, maybe they put Gun Game and Instagib together.
Okay.
I would say Instagib and maybe like Big Head Snipers or whatever.
Big edge snipers.
snipers.
Yeah, I like
This
big edge
might
snipers.
only this might only be me, but I kind of want to see OG oddball one way or another. Like you gotta hold the ball forever.
Oh
Make sure you
yeah.
don't drop it.
That's
Like-
fun in Splitgate because when you have to deal with someone who can hold the ball and portal around, it just changes the game a bit.
And
Yeah.
I think even with the portal locking mechanic now, that could be really changed up a whole lot too.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah, maybe they
create
could.
more dead ends.
Maybe they could bring back the ability to be able to go through portals, but because of the portal blocking, it would be easier to stop. Maybe compared to Splitgate 1. I think I could see that.
So the one that is kind of missing from that list that I'm pretty sure is going to be on there is free for all team deathmatch.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
And I think that they were looking into doing one in the chamber as well.
That's a good one.
Oh, that would be
Yeah,
cool.
one chambers could be interesting. I don't know how they're gonna do that with all the different
It's not
carbines,
even
but
in-
yeah.
Well, I mean,
Probably
you
just
just
give you an
pick one of
arrows.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Pick the arrows carbine and just
one in the
run with it.
chamber.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it
so-
doesn't really matter. It's one shot, so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Unless they give
yeah.
us punches, that'd be funny. They give us
No,
punches or
you-
Goliaths or something.
Well, you've always been
Oh,
able to
gosh.
punch one in the chamber. It also
I
gives
mean,
you.
like the
Goliath
punch-
would
the punch-
probably
the
be the
punch
best.
gun.
The
The Goliath will
gun.
be the best.
Oh, the
Yeah,
gun
Goliath
punch.
would
Got
probably
you.
be the
The
best.
gun punch. Yeah.
That could be
Yeah, you know what?
interesting.
I'm actually gonna.
Oh, dude, what if we have like SWAT with like the punch or something? That'd be cool.
Team SWAT with the punch.
Heavy,
Yeah.
heavy SWAT or whatever. So we
Yeah,
have to use
dude.
heavy pistols or whatever. I feel
That
bad
actually
for
be a
whoever he's
fun
using the
mode.
coil. They probably wouldn't do that themselves, but you know the community probably would. You know.
I'm not
Probably
too big of
something
a
to do
fan
with
of
it, so.
Firecracker, but I'm still just wondering what is going to happen to that achievement, where you just have to do so much Firecracker.
If I'm going to assume, it'll probably be pushed to a ranked only mode. Because I'm going to be real, it's not really a casual mode. It's not like search and destroy in most cases, like of Call of Duty. It's just, I think specifically with all the portals and stuff that goes on with Firecracker, it's just really hard to keep up with it. And I think in a competitive situation, it's probably better.
I don't even see Firecracker even returning for rank because I've always heard
Yeah. No, it's not.
mixed feedback for Firecracker. People either like it or they hate it.
Well, so this is like the biggest problem, in my opinion, with Splitgate. Is like whenever you throw in objective-based modes where you have like a spawn that you're kind of like forced into, if you can predict someone's spawn a little bit, then you can spawn like once they spawn, you can be right behind them.
Yep.
Like
Zach
that's why
Max
like
talks about
Firecracker
that a lot.
Firecracker on oh gosh, that was the Firecracker and Spitball on it was the new map that's Meridian. I'm blanking.
Core?
Zenith?
Core
Core? Okay,
Core.
Core.
Yeah.
is the worst experience in the world because you can force someone to like spawn in like 2 spots and you can get to that spot with 1 portal. And like I think the amount of times I spawn died and that just like I was done playing after one of the matches that I played against. I think it was like Zach's Swooty or not, no, it was Zach's Balla. Anyways, it was like pretty much like pro level, but like
Yeah.
pro level players, and like we just got absolutely dumpstered because it's like once you get a little bit of a lead, you just get it shoved down your throat, especially with power weapons, and no way to get out of your spawn. But
A game mode I actually thought about that they can add with stuff they currently have too is laser tag. Just give us the phasma and set the settings to what we had in Splitgate 1. You got laser tag again.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. Just flying around the map with a phasma. Ooh.
So ads are over. Kowz want to show us a clip Not sure what
This
it
is
is.
my favorite clip.
Well, that's CourageJD. I know who that is. So let's see what this clip's all about.
Good old Courage.
Wow, he knew exactly where to portal. He knew exactly where to portal. That's so crazy.
Bro, these guys are crazy with the portals, I'm not gonna lie. They're actually
You
getting nuts.
can't lose to Kowz unwritten rule of takedown Yola TV. Who is Kowz, bro?
I don't know, but he's cooking me.
Damn. Apparently we can't lose to Kowz.
Who is Kowz? That's great.
Who is Kowz? Yeah, that's
See,
a
that's
sub
like one of the-
alert or something.
He knows
Yeah, that's my
exactly
follow-
where
yeah,
the
that's my
portal.
follower.
No, that was
Yeah,
great.
it's-
Because like
It's something that will always. Yeah, there's a few things that will bring a smile to my face.
Don't you have that as like a
That's
stream
definitely
alert?
one.
The who is
Yeah,
Kowz?
it's my follower alert.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's great.
that's great.
I need to find a way to get his portal. Take me off the map.
This is one.
Must be
This
like
is
our
the
favorite.
last personal question I have for Kowz. I also asked this for Zach because you guys, I feel like you guys are kind of similar, in terms of skills, right? What did it take for you? You would say for you to be like as skilled as you are in shooters?
An insane amount of hours. I would
Yeah,
say.
that would do it.
Yeah, that really. I don't know, the same amount of hours in playing with a good sensitivity,
Yeah.
like a
the-
controllable. Yeah.
To really get good in FPS games, of course you need time to gain muscle memory and just general game knowledge, but also increasing your sensitivities to a point where you have the snappiness you need, but also the control while having that snappiness.
Don't get old while
Yeah,
play
like-
shooters. This one Snowman said in chat. I never understood this, but I feel it, right, in my 30s, that like I just feel like all these young people are just better at me in video games despite my experience. What is the deal with that?
So here's a fun fact. I don't know. Some people might know this, but apparently the
Reaction time.
retiring age of like esports players are like, it's like what, 25? I think that's
Yeah.
like the average.
It's because of your reaction time. It starts to fall off right around 25.
that is where it
-ish.
starts to slowly fall off. So
I see.
only if you're like a retired esports player and like, or maybe like a someone who's played consistently and kept that reaction time up like constantly.
Like you can keep it up, yeah. Like
Maybe.
if you train and you're like constantly doing stuff to keep your hand-eye up, you can keep it.
Yeah.
It's just in general, if you're not actively keeping your hand-eye coordination up, you're going to start to fall off. Even with trying to keep up with it, someone who's younger doing the same thing, it might have a slightly faster reaction time.
Yeah.
So
I think it really depends on the game.
That too. Games
Because like
if you see Halo Pro players, I'm sorry to interrupt, but Halo Pro players, they're in their 30s a lot of the times. Like they don't break into the scene until they're in their 20s because you don't need as insane of a reaction time to play that game.
Yeah, I think it's especially noticeable in shooters. I don't know about anything else, but I definitely feel it for shooters. I used to be able to stomp people, and now people like half as old as me can stomp me. It's like, why?
Shooters is more, I think, reaction time based in most cases. But if you're playing something like Halo, it's kind of like a mix between the two. Where like if you're taking a game like League, for example, if you're playing League, then it's more decision making. But if you're playing something like Splitgate, it's more reaction time, or Counter-Strike, it's more reaction time. But I think in like the middle ground, there's like Halo, where it's like there's decision making, and then there is also reaction.
A little bit of reaction time, yes.
Because
which is
Halo's all about like your jumps, understanding angles, understanding where map
it's a lot of
are.
map knowledge, yeah.
It is, yeah. I mean,
A lot of
Splitgate
map
also is the
knowledge.
same thing, but Splitgate is like more of the idea of portals. There's a whole lot more that goes on there. So
what we call three-dimensional thinking.
yeah, thinking with portals, I think, is
Thinking with portals,
better,
yes.
Yeah.
the better say there. But it's just that case of your brain isn't at its peak at all times. It always constantly changes. So
I am.
I came up with a interesting one that maybe we can all answer on.
Okay.
Did you guys have a favorite moment from either Splitgate or Splitgate 2 whenever it was playing the game or in an event related to the game or with the community? Anyone want to go first?
I actually got
kind of
one.
posted some of mine.
Yeah,
Right.
he posted his clip. For me, I think it was that community tournament where they had put Phoenix's map into it.
Hey, that's mine.
Yeah, well, it was kind of cool for me too because it was kind of seeing like two separate parts of the community like coming together to like have this one event, even though we as map builders weren't actually playing in the tournament. Well, actually, I think some of us did.
Some of you
I
did,
don't
yeah.
remember. Yeah.
I needed a substitute because they're like half the roster, like people just backed out last second.
Yeah.
So I was like, Nomino, can you chip in? I think Coma might have chipped in. I don't know. Coma, chip in.
Which tournament?
It was just a lot of fun because I normally don't watch tournaments when it's just all the base maps and stuff. Because to me, it's not.
Are you talking about the
I'm
one
not
with?
as competitive.
Are you talking about the one with
Resort.
Atlantis and Helix, or Resort?
With Resort.
Oh yeah, Resort
That
was
one.
pretty good, but I think my favorite moment was when I hosted the tournament with Helix and Atlantis remake, because that
Okay.
was my own personal event. I'm sure
Yeah.
Snake Queen helped me half of it.
Yep.
So, but like that felt more personal, and I felt like I did a good thing for the community for doing that. And it was nice.
Oh yeah.
I think I have like two of them. Well, at least my first one is when Low Tide, I think, was in the same tournament with your Resort, Phoenix, if I'm not mistaken.
It was
I think
it was part of the competition, but it didn't make it through the actual tournament they had. I think your Low Tide did eventually get in, but it wasn't in the same tournament. It was somebody else's tournament.
I remember we had like a 4v4 customs tournament that Snake Queen at one point hosted. And
Yeah,
it had, like, a bunch of
she
customs.
only selected one.
I
She
think I remember
selected my Resort.
Yeah.
But people who
remember
participated in
what
the
Low Tide
competition was you with Low Tide, Yurgi with Falling Star, and then my Resort.
Yep.
Okay. That would be like my Splitgate 1 moment. My other one would be the Hall of Fame on Zenith. That is
Hall
by
of Fame
far
is
my
up there too,
favorite.
yeah.
That's probably my favorite moment to have like my name up there.
The Kowz is also on the Hall of Fame. You're not? What?
I didn't
I
apply to
misremembered.
him because I didn't think that there was gonna be like I was just like okay.
Did you
On the
just
Cowboys,
not?
I was like,
Did you
oh, I
just
don't-
not submit anything of yourself or anything?
No, I didn't. I
Oh.
didn't really think. I was like, I don't think I'm gonna win funniest moment or most creative because both of those aren't really me and didn't really do anything on YouTube.
I think Yurgi
more
could have been up
maps,
there
so it's like-
too. All you had to do was submit something, Yurgi. You might have been part of the category.
Probably. Yeah. I just
Would have gave both me and Phoenix run for our money, Yergi.
Yeah.
I was kind of at that point there where I had already been snubbed on MVP and I wasn't really doing much in Splitgate at the time. So it's like, I was whatever. I'll come to Splitgate 2. I'll do a couple maps, and if something happens, it happens. If not, like, I'm just here to make maps, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, like seeing that Hall of Fame for the first time, it was kind of like it was almost like shell shock. Like I didn't know really what to like say about
Our
it.
names are immortalized in the game now. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's like our names are forever going to be there, or at least our user. My
Yeah.
full legal name's not going to be there.
Yeah.
I'm immortalized on Karman Station, so
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah,
There you go.
One way or another.
and Impact.
You made your mark.
Which way are you immortalized on Karman Station? Am I missing something?
The cow banner.
There's a cow banner at Karman?
Yes.
I missed that.
We're gonna have to go and find it.
Yeah, if you got
next time we
footage
get
of
to
it,
play.
pop it up.
Is it still in there in the new one, or did they?
Yeah, it's in the new one.
Really? That's
There
really
you go.
cool.
Yeah.
All right.
I didn't catch that.
We'll check that. We'll check that out. If you got it.
See if I can find. Oh, I'm pretty sure I looked at it like multiple times.
Well, it makes sense. I think Coleman and I
didn't think
looked
that they were
at.
going to.
I think Coleman and I looked at the Hall of Fame of ours multiple times in the past too.
The only other thing that I remember from Splitgate 1 that I really enjoyed was my bounty playlist. That was a lot of fun. Having a lot of people.
That was a good moment.
I know a lot of people like didn't really understand bounty when it came to like the playlists, like because I think even now you can search up Splitgate bounty on like Google and it'll bring up like a Reddit post of like, oh, what's y'all's thoughts about it, and some people are like, I hate it, doesn't make sense, I don't understand it, and it's like, yeah, I can understand those gripes, you know. It's like
it's a game mode that people haven't seen, and I feel like they need a little bit of an explanation before they start playing it, and that's the only problem.
I really wish Juice and I came up with Spitball Derby before they ended the development, because I was hoping to have my own thing for, you know, custom mode on the playlist with Spitball Derby. I made 3 maps for it, but we never got to see it in a playlist rotation, so I was a bit bummed out by that. But we did get
and we
did get Flag Rush, but I wasn't as in love with Flag Rush compared to the other game modes we came up with.
Yeah, no, and it'd be nice to get Splitball Derby back as well, but again, we can't do that without the oddball.
No, Splitball is a very different Splitgate too.
Yeah. I do have a question for Kowz and Coma since they weren't here in the last podcast.
Go for it.
What maps from Splitgate 1 would you like to see make a comeback in Splitgate 2? We've already gotten Stadium. We know that Abyss is going to be coming back, and we just tested out Karman Station.
Last podcast I said
besides
Highwind.
those 3. Yeah, we had all said Highwind was on the top of our list last time. I want to hear what you guys think.
Let me pull up the list of maps because I don't have them right off the top of my head.
Easily, it's Highwind and Impact for me.
Impact's a good one.
Impact.
Highwind would be cool. I just think they need to rework it a lot. That's kind of
that's
like
why I said remaster Highwind.
Yeah, if they do something
like
similar to like what they did with Stadium, yeah, that's what I would like to see with Highwind. Although Impact, I feel like they could do a 1-to-1 and it'll still play good.
I have an answer. Lava Well.
Lava Well.
Yeah, Lava Well's pretty fun. I liked it.
I would want to see Lava Well.
Lava Well was a solid one. Yeah.
That was a solid map. Yes.
Yeah.
That was a solid one.
Besides that, I want to see the other blockouts come. We got Neon Sector, but I want to see.
Hated Helix.
I don't think we're gonna get Helix. I don't think, at least.
See, I was never.
Soon.
It's hard to say.
I was never a big fan.
Just do it.
I was never a big fan of Atlantis or Helix. People think that I was a big fan of the original maps. I redesigned them to add changes to, in my eyes, improve the maps, right? So that's why they're a bit different.
The controller map.
Atlantis, I did not like at all. I really don't even want to see it reworked, honestly.
Man, if they're gonna bring us an Atlantis, then it's gonna have to be completely different.
Someone mentioned they wanted to see Atlantis back. I can't see it, dude. Atlantis is...
No, please, no.
No.
And I hear people talk about Oasis, and I feel like Ozone is basically a reworked version of Oasis. When you think about it, it's got the same map structure, but condensed and in a playable form. That's the best way I could describe it.
I guess I'll see a little bit. Oasis in it, but it's still a very different map.
The god angles you could have in Oasis are so stupid.
Yeah,
Like, you can't
just
even,
be able to
you
see
couldn't destroy them with
everything.
your... Yeah, and you couldn't even destroy it with a stupid grenade because of the angle and how long it would take, and you'd die before you could even...
Yep. I know because
I
I
trapped
would
them on the towers. And...
Yeah, you won't be able to chuck EMP grenades make of that in Splitgate 2. That'll be even worse. It's like, oh.
Yeah, no.
Like, I don't know. It definitely... So, I mean, it could be worse. I don't know. I just remember trying to get some angles with the EMPs back in Splitgate 1, and it just, like, it wouldn't happen. And people knew that, where they were placing the portals. That, like...
They just gotta get rid of those walls, especially, I feel, and then just do something else. Like
I
those
think another one that I would
walls
like
in
to
the air.
Is Club Silo. It's a bit of a weird map, but Club Silo is kind of cool.
I would like to see Club Silo. I would like to see Club Silo just because we are missing verticality. You're right.
And asymmetric.
Yeah, and asym too.
And I've said this before on Twitter, but if they bring back Club Silo, we need to have the Rod
Fortnite
song.
room?
No.
Oh, you want Rod's music in?
Rod music.
We need the Rod music
on the
in
dance
Club
floor.
Silo.
That'd be funny.
Yes.
Like, we need that popping in the club.
I don't think
we
I don't think the one Rod song you're thinking of should be in it. I think Rod should like come up with a unique song that fits for Club Silo, maybe. I think that'd be great.
Rod, I'm not sure if you're still in chat, but you got to make it happen.
Right.
No, he's got to do a duo with Ian's sister. A duet.
Yeah, a duet with Ian's sister. That'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
They both do hypnotize together.
Feet, Rod.
You hypnotize me, baby. You're the only thing on my mind.
Yeah.
That'd be funny.
Beautiful.
I have one last question before I eventually discuss Koran's questions, right? Is if Splitgate never existed, what would you guys see yourself be doing instead? If it never existed, you never played the game, what do you think you'd be doing during its time that you were playing it?
That's a hard call.
I probably would have gotten out of playing video games as much. Like, I'd probably be casually playing more, you know? Like, I would have maybe played occasionally. Like, I've gone through periods of my life where I've done that, where, like, I barely play. If that... Because, like, right around when I found it, I was getting to a point where I was going to be putting video games back down. Yeah, no, I probably wouldn't be playing as much at all.
I'd still probably be doing stock research for a hedge fund.
It's hard to say what I'd be doing. I would say chances are I'd just be playing Halo. That's kind of the only thing. It'd either be Halo or Destiny. It would either be one of the two. And neither one of them are in a good place. So if it wasn't either one of those, it would probably be Warframe or something else. I'd probably be doing something else, you know. But yeah, I'm kind of getting to the point to where it's like most games that come out nowadays just aren't enough for me. Like, I've been playing a lot of Blue Protocol, and that's been time gated a lot, so they keep all the players on like an equal playing field, and it's like part of me doesn't want to keep doing that. You know, it's like I come back every week or day for chores for like pretty much any game, and it feels too repetitive, and I feel like they're almost like sucking the life out of us almost, you know. So it's hard to say what I'd be doing, you know, if Splitgate wasn't around or any other game I was playing was around. So
I think I see a couple of scenarios. Like, I could So I was playing Fortnite. I was about to be done with it completely. Like I just wanted to be done with it, right? But if Splitgate never existed to replace that for shooters for me, I think I would either A, just basically just stop shooters altogether, like I'm just not interested in shooters anymore, or B, I would maybe just return back into Halo because I love arena shooters, right? I might have went back to playing Halo, but I wouldn't know how far that would get me because the state of Infinite, it might at like probably like the past year, maybe I would not play Halo or shooters. Maybe that's my guess. And then if I did like drop shooters altogether, maybe I would have done even more variety gaming, or maybe even do a little bit of music again, like pick up music again. Because when I was in like high school, I was like very heavy into like marching band, concert, jazz, all of that. So maybe I would pick up my instrument again. Who knows? Because I feel like I filled a lot of that gap into map design for Splitgate, and potentially making a career out of level design. So that's another thing. I might have not had the passion for that without Splitgate.
Yeah. The thing is it's hard to say whether or not like I wouldn't have the passion for level design thanks to Splitgate, because obviously I had the passion for level design through Halo.
Mhm.
But I feel like Splitgate kind of gave me a bigger appreciation for it,
Same.
primarily because I was actually like, well, number one, it was recognized like by the devs themselves. If I did
Mhm.
something on Halo, there was like a bigger chance that that would have never happened. The only time I've
I
actually been
would.
recognized on Halo once before, but that was for like my Forge Basics tutorial on YouTube. Like that wasn't like, my map. That was just me,
I was gonna say, like,
explaining stuff like that.
I had made maps and game modes in Halo before, and it's like, unless you showed it to a friend of yours, it literally would go into the void. Like
Yeah.
you never see it again. Where Splitgate, they had a whole community around just showing off the community creations, playing on people's maps, trying out different modes. It was just a completely different environment. It was like welcoming, and like you wanted to make stuff, you wanted to show it off. It was so much more engaging than making stuff for Halo. And
Yeah.
that's literally why I went from, in Halo I would make some occasional mini games and maps to play with my friends, to Splitgate I'm now studying level design, learning on how to improve my arena maps to make them more competitive and balanced yet fun still, which I would have never done in Halo in a million years.
Yeah, I think that's the case for me for a lot of editors in video games. It's like, well, if no one checks them out, or if no one plays them, then it's a huge demotivator factor that I'm just not going to continue with it.
Did y'all ever play Warcraft 3?
No.
No.
No?
Honestly,
wow.
no.
Let's see, when did that
See,
come out?
that's like, I don't know. Like that's where and that's where Dota came from, right? Was
Oh
a
yeah.
mod on
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Warcraft 3. And there's like a lot of Warcraft 3 mods that like became like a little bit of
Games.
genres or whatever. Like
Yep.
that's what I think is missing from games nowadays, is access to the engine to create stuff like that and like make real maps, or like maps that like you could mistake for an official
Oh,
map, or a mode
yes.
that you could mistake for something that the devs made. Because like
So the problem
Yeah.
right now is, even with a game like Splitgate where they give us a map editor and customs, they're too afraid to expose a lot of the systems to us, the users, because of how complicated it can get. Which is understandably, you want it to be accessible to everyday players. At the same time, you're now hamstringing the top like 10 to 5% of your users from making amazing creations.
and stuff. Yep. Like putting limits on certain things that like don't necessarily need limits, like on the size of portal walls or some of like the other things. Like certain assets being only scaled to this. I don't know. Like that's. I mean, I understand that it's probably like something that has to deal with compatibility with console or whatever else maybe as well.
That too,
But
yes.
like, if you like, I don't know. Like, if you look at Warcraft 3 and then you look at like Dota or like pretty much what came from it, like League of Legends and Dota 2 and Heroes New Earth and all those games. Yeah, or then like, well, Hearthstone.
Isn't it Hearthstone World of Warcraft?
It's a card game.
Yeah, no, but it came from World of Warcraft, did it not? Or
Well,
I mean, it's the same it's the same world.
Like a mod. It's the same IP, but not like an offshoot of the same game. Like that's what it is.
Yeah, like I guess like if you look at Arma 3, right? You had PUBG or like the Battleground thing kind of come from that sort of like access to the engine that allowed for that innovation. I don't know. I feel like that's something that has become more and more rare.
Yep.
Like seeing like these offshoots because like you just don't have access to like actually create something that you want to create. You can just kind of create something that is something like what you want.
Yeah.
And
I wish we would see more companies at least do that again, where even if it's just access to the PC users to do that, because a lot of times that's how it would be. Only PC users have the access to those extra tools. It's because the PC users have normally the capability to do that kind of stuff. They are okay with more advanced systems. Why did we ever move away from doing that?
I do find myself.
You get great things from doing that, and then you can still have a simplified version for console players and the everyday person who doesn't want to use the advanced version. But I don't know.
I do find myself often thinking like, man, I like this game, but I wish there was like a sandbox option or something where I can just like create my own stuff within it or something.
Yeah, exactly.
I think
how
Halo,
I felt.
The MCC, the Halo's MCC is a good example of like this kind of thing. I don't know how many of y'all have really messed with MCC and modding it and the whole 9 yards, but modding it is, well, for as like someone who goes through and actually modding it, it's really complex. But when it comes down to just accessing mods now, it's so easy because it's just go through the workshop, you click subscribe, it downloads it, and when you launch Halo, you can either launch it with anti-cheat or without anti-cheat, and then you can just load up the non-anti-cheat. And I think that's another issue when it comes down to like giving like full access to a game engine is the anti-cheat.
Yeah.
Because then a lot of people can lean into the code and start understanding what makes this game tick.
Yeah. But
and that's
to be fair, like people can already do that since it's on the Unreal Engine. So like as we know people in the community who have already done that. Like they know the code of Splitgate, but they also are in good relationships with the devs so they don't leak anything. So it's just one of those
Kowz. His face.
I'm not calling anyone out. I just know people in the community. Okay.
There has been stuff people leaked that they probably shouldn't have leaked. That's for sure for Splitgate.
Yeah, it's a real thing. It's just having that workshop makes it a little easier. That's the only thing. Just a little bit.
Yeah. Well, like, so the way that I think about it is that some of like the best games of all time have like really come from mods, and it came from like the game becoming something so different than what it like, because
Counter-Strike supposed to be,
was a Half-Life mod. Like none of those guns are the same. None of those models are the same. They just use the engine and kind of like, tweak some things, and it looked horrible at the beginning, but like it allowed them to like get it and like start going and use like the engine to do it. But like I just feel like that's something that like I was really hoping that the big announcement for there wasn't the Battle Royale. I was hoping that it was going to be like a true sandbox mode where you could scale different guns, like you could scale the damage on them. You could like kind of like make your own guns. You can make your own modes. You could like change
the
literally
projectile.
That would
every
be
detail.
huge.
That
of
would have
it.
been the move. Oh
And,
my
like-
god, that would have been the move.
And then like to pretty much make it so that you could make anything inside the Splitgate sandbox. Right?
I
You
don't
have
know.
the control. And
I don't know how much like Halo y'all, or at least Halo Infinite
Yeah.
y'all have like been keeping up with, but Halo Infinite's Forge is a
Yeah.
game engine of
It's-
itself.
Yeah,
yeah,
but
It is
like that's what I was.
they ran into other problems with that though, where that's a buggy mess where it's kind of hard to make some of those systems actually
Yeah.
work properly. But
Yeah.
that's the gold model to what people want.
Don't
You
even
know,
don't give me started how long it takes to load up
And-
Halo Infinite.
And hey, well, hang on. Let me also put this into mind. When you think about it, every game is just an offshoot of like every shooter is just an offshoot of Doom. Because
it
when
is.
Halo,
Yes.
yeah,
But like,
because when you think of Halo fun fact, they're finally defuncting the game engine that came from the Doom engine. So with Halo's ending, like with switching over to UE5 with the new campaign evolved, that game engine they've used for almost 2 decades is now coming to an end. So the Blam engine, which was an offshoot of the Doom engine, is now finally dying on Halo side, but Bungie, still to this day doing Destiny, is actually still using it. So
crazy.
it's
Soon to
when you
be
think
end of
about
the era.
everything. Yeah, so when you think about everything,
Well, yeah.
everything like shooter wise is still like an offshoot of like Doom. Like it's coming from that iteration.
Well, because
Think
I was gonna say, like, shooters at their core are that simple. Like, there's not like Splitgate to me has been the first real iteration on shooters in decades because the portal mechanics really flips the whole style of play just on its head.
Yeah.
I would say the building in Fortnite is
Yeah, that's
pretty
fair.
like whenever they like really got into it in the editing and all that sort of stuff, and like being able, it just really changed like how you could rotate through an area or
Yeah,
whatever, and like it became more about like, yes, you'd use your natural land, but you also could, if you had the resources, you could take a quicker route or whatever else.
I
But,
would argue though the building in Fortnite isn't as accessible as the portaling in Splitgate. That's the one thing I would say.
Fortnite map editor is pretty good. I played a very early state of it where like it just launched, and I actually made a few maps with it. But the problem was, Fortnite's a game that constantly evolves, so you run into an issue where like your old maps you made are just now broken. They just don't work as intended now. So
Yeah. So a fun fact now, if you want to make anything for Fortnite, you have to do it through Unreal Engine 5.
I did not know that.
They completely changed how Fortnite map making works. You have to have a unique version of UE5 installed to make anything on Fortnite.
I could see that because they're based off the UE5
Yeah.
engine. So
So
but no, so like, so that's like the thing. Like Roblox, I guess, is kind of like a little bit of a realistic. Like that's kind of like, I guess, like that now. Like with Minecraft and Roblox, like you can do crazy amounts of things in the game and in the engine, but they're like such basic engines and basic whatever that like.
that's
It doesn't feel rewarding.
an interesting question in chat. What's a realistic prediction on the player count on relaunch?
I think the devs at the very least will want to see at least 1,000 on Steam.
I think they'll see that for like at least a week.
Depends on how much content is there, I think.
Well,
like
beyond that, what is their content plan beyond relaunch? That's like the real question to me. That's I imagine they do have a lot, but
yeah, I've heard that they're holding a lot of content back for Splitgate too.
I really hope they are.
They are, like, the reason why they let off. Never mind, I can't.
Well,
Anyways.
okay, I'm gonna say what I think.
It's like we're talking to a dev all of a sudden.
I feel
it counts
like
a hidden dev.
they cut off production and didn't do any updates because they didn't want to waste the content they already had. And now in the time between then and now, they've been even improving on the content they've already had. That's my guess.
Yeah, think of this way. Why did they lay off like
Kind
every map creator that you know of? Like official map creator of the game, right? Not us. Why they lay off every official map creator and like the Death Star, who was like a big guy for map creator, if they don't already have content like in the pipeline lineup, right? So there might be still a lot of maps, a lot of map creator updates possibly too that we just haven't seen. That's coming.
Well, we know there's some map creator like updates in the pipeline because we've been told like certain things have already been fixed.
From
We just don't have
Glory.
access to them. Yeah, so
That's something that I really just doesn't make sense to me. Why you couldn't just push some of those things? Because
just a couple hot
why
fixes.
wait? But whatever.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I
that's
tried to
something
explain to
I'll
Zach
never-
Max, and he was like, "Why you want your content early? You're gonna
not
get burnt out." It's like, no,
Not
it's more like
content, it's like debugging more.
yeah.
Just
Yeah,
make
it's
what
it's
is
not
there
that isn't
playable.
content.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not about me
It's
getting
like
burnt out. I
quality of
want to be able
life.
to play again, or if
Yeah,
it
like,
should
I'm
play.
not even playing right what is there right now because it just doesn't feel playable at times.
as map creators, we can barely do that to begin with
So-
because there's so many issues
Right.
with like
So,
pads and stuff.
so fun fact, I released the blockout version of Master Cube a couple of days ago, and on browser, so like anyone can like play it to the blockout for Splitgate 2.
Hell yeah.
But like the amount of bugs I ran into for testing Master Cube on a bunch of different game modes
Yeah.
or like within the lab itself was insane. Like I could probably count at least a dozen bugs I ran into across lab to the testing the modes and like the browser itself. It's a mess. And I've heard they've been patched. I feel like the game would have looked more healthy if they just did like
the
an
player
update
base
patch.
would have been a little bit better, just a little bit.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Thing that I think that they kind of missed the mark on a little bit is like it's a lot easier. Like the best way to phrase it is like your first million's your hardest to make, right? Like the second $1 million that you make is a lot easier than the first million because you're starting from a place where you have some capital, you have players, you have player base. Like it looks like they have like a referral system or like a buddy system or something that's going to be coming out with the relaunch.
Yeah, I
or
saw
whatever.
that.
So I think they're trying to do that to get people to like play again, but like it would have been better, like not necessarily like doing new content, but doing updates to the live engine to like do
Just
things that make
improve.
it so that people can play and enjoy the game now. Like why you have the servers going on, you have all this other stuff, like why just wait and do these little like 3-hour 6-hour play tests that you're changing like 10 things in that you don't really know how to respond to each individual change because you're only playing for like 2 hours. Maybe you're getting like bad matches or something like that, or like bad server. Like it's just to me, I think that the time could have been used a little bit better by doing more changes and getting it into the hands of the public.
Yep.
Versus and like actually getting it for the console players to try out and see if there's any bugs on consoles and stuff like that because there's so I think that keeping organic growth going and like helping build the communities or whatever, because that's what made Splitgate originally pop off, is that there was a diehard community that was very much into the game before console release happened. And then console release happened and like other stuff happened and all that. But like without that first initial base, like they wouldn't even gotten to the point where they could have blown up as much, in my opinion. And I guess you
agree
can't
with that.
advertising and all that, but like I don't know. I think that
advertising's not going to help at this point. Like
No.
you need to literally get word of mouth into people being like, hey, this game's fun to play right now. Like, people know your game, you have the name recognition, you just need to consistently show people, hey, we are bringing you good content that's fun to play, and people will come back. It's what the finals did. They got their name recognition off their big launch being like, hey, we're X Dice developers, we have full destruction. It wasn't a fully complete product, but they continuously updated, and then eventually word of mouth continuously spread about it.
So
yeah, Cora asked something somewhere for one of the Discord questions. Was that, do you think the current playtest changes in the remaster maps are strong enough to help bring players back to Splitgate 2? And how important do you think factors like marketing, branding, gameplay updates, and player customization is in that process? Right?
Yeah.
So it's like
the rebrand. Honestly, it kind of seems like they're like gonna rebrand from Splitgate 2 back to just Splitgate. Honestly, that's like kind of what I'm anticipating.
yeah, I could kind of
But
see that, but then you would just be confusing the
That's
player
just-
base.
that
Yeah,
I
that's
don't think they should
gonna
do
further
that.
confuse.
It would I mean it would be the same thing of Destiny literally rebranding Destiny 2 to Destiny, and then there's already
Right.
the normal Destiny.
I
You
also
can't do
don't
that.
like them.
But they
I
took
also
it
don't
off
like
the
the idea of
servers
them
and everything.
replacing the image
You can
that is of
still play.
Splitgate 1 too.
Yeah, I mean that's just what I noticed. That's like I did not see a single 2 in like the playtest or whatever. Like
It's a fair
all of
point.
the branding
And
and
in my opinion, when it comes down to just like even if for like very minor little updates, quality of life goes a very, very long way.
Yes.
Like it
Mhm.
I like even right now, like I mentioned earlier, I was playing Blue Protocol and it's like I'm questionable. There is so much quality of life in that MMO that I would like genuinely enjoy that would make my experience just playing the game a whole lot easier. It's just the idea of having the smoothest possible experience doing something within a game is always the best feeling.
I don't know
Like
why we can't just stay in beta for like a year or two and just have that growth that you guys were talking about earlier. Why are we rushing to like, oh yeah, this is the release, this is
They
the launch?
need to make money.
It's
Like it's as
Ye-
simple as that. Like they want a
Yeah.
player base to
I
start
guess.
making money with. That's
no, they need a player base
They
to be
need
able
a
to
player base.
sustain the devs
Yeah.
there you go.
that
That's the
have
better way
jobs.
to
Like
describe it.
it's
Another thing that I
Yeah.
noticed, I think, through like the whole like playtest stuff is now like Prolium is now easy to get your hands on.
That's what it seems like, yeah.
Because before you had to like buy split coin and convert it, or you get it through the battle pass. Like, because I think we did the whole calculations and stuff on that, and that's a whole rabbit hole that you need to go down. But it's like, what, over $80 or something like that to get like, I think not only the bundle, but like all the upgrades for the skin. It's something like that. So you would need to do a whole lot of like money conversion shenanigans.
I mean, yes, to get all the variants that you can only use one of at a time.
Yeah, so but it's like now that we're actually able to earn that Pearlium, you could buy the $40 bundle and then just unlock them almost what feels like naturally, you know what I mean? So it feels more fair and it doesn't seem as like greedy in that sense. But at the same time, I hope we do see some tweaks to the store because I'm gonna be
Like,
honest.
No more $40 bundle with like, oh, you want everything? You need to cough off an additional $100. No, don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
yeah, they definitely could have done a better way to, or described that in a better way. I don't know. I guess I don't really have a with their monetization system because there's just so many worse ones in the market, but
Yeah,
that
it's
doesn't
hard.
necessarily excuse that them having a not great one either.
Yeah.
But I No, so the reason why they went away from like actually the characters having faces and all that sort of stuff is because people were like calling it a hero shooter and all that sort of stuff, and like giving it like that sort of like each person, like that lore, like whatever, like really, people were really unhappy about that. Because I think that initially we were gonna see more hero shooter-esque vibes and lore vibes and all that sort of stuff, but like, I mean, I know when pretty much their head of lore was let go, and that was like right after Gamescom of when they did the release and they showed the faces and all that stuff. Like,
Uh,
That makes
I
sense,
I
actually.
remember I remember I think he was laid off with that wave of layoffs with the level designers and
no,
really, because
no.
that's where I heard he got laid off.
This was like back in Gamescom. Like this was a year ago.
Yeah, this was right after their first playtest they did in July, I think.
Yeah, no, it was like August.
We're talking
It was
about
in
Noob in
August
the
or
Tube.
whatever.
Well, the playtest was in July, but Gamescom was in August.
With
Was
the
was he
Splitgate
the
app and all the other stuff.
Yep.
Yes, he was the one that wrote a lot of the
Yeah,
lore.
Noob in the Tube wrote a
apparently they
lot
had
of lore.
apparently they had another writer or something.
Oh, actually, yeah, maybe it was that other writer. I forgot there was another guy.
Because there was another writer, and apparently he wrote like, I want to say 800 pages or
Yeah,
something.
maybe we're
Nothing but
confusing with
dialogue.
the other guy, Kowz.
Are we gonna see like them
Yeah.
give?
I mean, well,
like create a good lore for relaunch, or do we know what's going on?
I don't think so.
No.
I highly doubt
Okay.
they'll focus on lore anymore, considering they've kind of completely shut down the whole face thing.
As soon as
But
they
granted,
can the comics, like I don't think they're gonna do anything lore really.
The closest thing we're gonna get to lore is probably anything that's written within the maps. But even then, that is questionable on how much we're actually gonna get of that. So,
I mean, I guess what I mean is like since like I guess New Tube, like when he got let go or whatever, like since then I feel like all the lore just completely like dropped off, like all like the support for it and like seeing the characters' faces and like all that sort of stuff it was gone.
Because as far as I'm aware, he wrote the comics, right? Like he did all the
Yeah, he
comics,
did.
like storyboarding and all that stuff. But when it came down to the other guy who was laid off, he like wrote dialogue lines for the game. He wrote in-game text. He wrote anything that I would assume anything you see written on like
Noob in the Tube was like the writer for like half of the comics.
Yeah.
While the other guy was like the other side.
So it's like I highly
I
doubt
guess
we'd
that was
see
like
much,
world lore versus like player or like character lore.
probably.
That makes sense, actually. Yeah, that does.
Because
But
then it makes sense to still have something like the world lore or whatever. Because like we did see some of that at least in like I mean it was referenced in the Battle Royale map, but like
the whole portal tech and
the aliens or whatever.
Yeah, all that is world lore. I'm okay with getting rid of the character lore. That doesn't bother me like at all. It's the world lore that we really like and we want expanded more.
Do we want to extend this podcast farther than past another ad break, you guys think? Because it's going to happen in another 10 minutes from now. It's up to you guys.
Honestly, I think we've covered a majority of the topics. We're literally just talking about lore at this point.
I mean, just Death Construction.
I'm game for another hour if you guys want, but like, I think no more.
Yeah, no. We're good, I think.
I don't know.
I was about to say we can take a few more questions in chat, maybe, if y'all are down for that.
Speed answers. Go chat. You guys got any questions?
Yeah. Death comms. I think I'll pass on that.
I love death comms. Honestly, they're the best.
They're great, but they really if you have ever played Call of Duty and understand what comes through them, not a good idea.
No, that's the best part about it.
Well, yeah, if you want to get banned on Twitch.
I don't know.
You
I
have to be given the option to turn them off on your end, though.
Are you hyped for Splitgate 3? Yes. There's your answer.
Basically,
as long as you get 3 portals.
Yeah, you gotta have a portal that sends you back in time and forward in time.
At that point, might as well be
It
playing
gives you
Overwatch.
health, takes health. No, but no, my hope is that whenever people, if they download it again, or when like they'll get it by word of mouth, and they'll be like, well, okay, have they fixed like,
This problem.
have they fixed like people like me crashing all the time, or like never loading into this map, or have they fixed pretty much that? I feel like that's the question that's going to be asked. Have they fixed this?
Yeah, if all
And
we're
the answer is
getting,
yes.
if all
try
we're
it again.
getting is the stuff we got from playtests at launch, I feel like it's just not going to be enough to retain players' interest to come back.
I know rank takedown's pretty big on some people's list too. Like just having that rank takedown mode at launch. A majority of the player base, that's what they grind. They grind rank takedown.
Yeah, that's what they. I mean, that's what they grinded in Splitgate 1.
You know,
word of mouth is very interesting because it brings me back. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this tweet, but it's the developer of Ultra Kill replying to someone actually pirating their game, and someone posted a picture of them pirating Ultra Kill, saying "I heart pirated indie games," and this is what the dev said beforehand. Says, as the creator of said games, you should support indies if you can, but culture shouldn't exist only for those who can afford it. Ultra Kill wouldn't exist if I hadn't had easy access to movies, music, and games growing up. If you don't have money, you should support via word of mouth. So in the case of just talking about the game and, getting that word out, that just, give
that's
your
kind of
praises.
like what we do here on this podcast. It's literally just us talking about the game because we like the game. Like they start putting out good fixes and good content, we're gonna talk about those good fixes, those good content. We're gonna be like, hey guys, come check out these new changes that were made. You know,
everyone who comes on this podcast wants to see Splitgate thrive and wants to see it continue. So
yeah,
there is no game out there I actually want to see die because that's people's livelihood.
Right. Well, I mean, so that's the other thing. It's like you can
except Call of Duty.
People can play other things or enjoy whatever.
I would say even including Call of Duty, I don't want to see it exactly die. I just want them to change it where like it's not a yearly new game, but can make your game last for like 4 or 5 years at least before you do a new one.
They need enough competition. And that's why you need more things to succeed. So then they have more competition. They have more things to make it so that they can't do that. Yeah.
Like look at Destiny 2. Look at Destiny 2 for example. That's been going on for over 10 years now, right? So it's like, bro, just keep your game going.
I think it's a little over. I think it's more than halfway through 7 years.
Wow, I thought it's
we're
been
coming
10.
up on. Well, Destiny as a franchise is like 10 years old or more. Like,
yeah, I might have been counting that.
They came out when I was like a freshman in high school. That's like over 10 years ago.
When it comes down to Destiny, I think Destiny was about 2014, and then Destiny 2 was
Destiny was like one of the first games I streamed.
Oh, really?
2014. Yep.
Yep. And then pushing into Destiny 2, that's what, 3 years?
I don't remember that one as well.
Afterwards? I don't remember when Destiny 2
For instance, Destiny 2 was in year 2017.
2017.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
That sounds about right. Yeah,
that sounds about right. So, and I played Destiny 2 for almost its entire lifespan, going up to the final shape. So
I played it a little bit when it first came out.
4,000 hours into that game.
I didn't like Destiny 2 as much as I did as Destiny 1, so I mean
didn't
that's
really
fair. Play much.
Everyone has the gripes. But I mean, even Halo is a great example. Like, if you look at the development cycles of each Halo, like you'll notice that each Halo has had more development time added over time. So I think if I remember correctly, the development time between one and Halo CE and two was what, like 2 to 3 years, somewhere around there.
To be fair, I think part of that is bloat on the developer side. Other parts of that is just the increased advancement of just the graphics and doing all
Well,
that stuff.
fun fact: Halo 2 was actually crunched.
Yeah.
So Halo 2 was rushed, like because
I know.
because when it comes down to like the game engine itself, like I mentioned, how Blam engine is like one of the oldest gaming engines. Apparently, within the Blam engine during the Halo 2 era, you couldn't have a specific amount of triangles on your map. If not, it would just completely crash the game engine.
Bruh.
Yep.
And as you continue to watch the cycle of Halos drop, you would notice that it goes up a year each time. So I think it like maxed out to like 5 years between Halo 5 and Halo Infinite, and I think it's now pushing 6 to almost 7 years for Halo Infinite to the new Combat Evolve. So it's game development isn't easy. It definitely does take its time, but you gotta make sure it's perfect right out the gate.
That's another thing is there is a lot of stuff where they want to make it as perfect as possible before they release it, but then you also have this problem where other parts of the game they're releasing as half-bugged messes, and they're like, we'll just fix that along the way. And that's a part of why I feel like they're taking longer in between games too now, is the first portion of that game's life is really the final end of the development cycle, you know? That's how it feels like with a lot of games.
I think I'll end this on like a good quote from I think the Helldivers side. There was a cool quote that came out from I think the CEO or whatever, where they put off patching as many issues as they possibly could, and they continued to expand the game as much as they could until they got to a point where they could not bother updating the game anymore until they started patching all these issues because they were causing internal issues to begin with. So I think that's like a good like example of let's take a break from doing content and let's start patching some issues. Hopefully not with band-aids and using like actual stitches and staples, because I remember that's what they did with the challenge system before it got completely reworked.
Oh, God.
In that
Yeah.
they were like, we just used a band-aid and just put it over it, and it still broke time and time again. So
I feel like that's a miracle, though, for that to work for them, because I feel like the longer you wait to patch things out, the harder it is to analyze what is the issue, right? Like, how do you fix the bug of, let's say you created the bug like 6 months ago, right? You're not gonna remember exactly what caused it.
They contracted a studio, and then they. Oh wait, no, it's just public. Never mind.
Well,
I didn't say anything.
On what Phoenix was saying, though, that's partially true. What I think it really is, it's not that it's harder to find, it's that it's just harder to fix because you've been accruing more and more technical debt the longer and longer you let that sit. It doesn't become easier to fix, it just becomes harder to fix.
Yeah.
I think a thing for like Helldivers specifically is, I don't know if you guys know this, but the game engine that Helldivers 2 uses isn't even around anymore publicly. You can't even use it. That game engine is defunct. It's essentially what the Blam engine is supposed to be right now, but Destiny 2 is essentially still using it. That game engine is dead, like dead in the water, and they're still using it. And that could be another reason. I'm not totally sure. I'm not part of the dev team, but that's the thing about being like having a unique game engine over something that you could just pay for and use. If you have a unique game engine like the Blam engine from Bungie, that means you not only are you a game development studio, but you're also a technical company as well, because you're having to pay for the development of the game engine, and you're also having to pay for the development of the game itself.
It's part of what makes those games so expensive to make at times, because it's not just paying developers to make the game, it's paying people to take care of the engine itself.
Yeah.
Which is why it would be great is if the third-party developers would get onto Unreal Engine 5 and create the support and stuff for replays and
The
all that sort of
problem
stuff.
we then run into
Yeah.
with Unreal Engine 5 though is the lack of actual specialized support that you end up getting with the studios wanting to make their games. They don't have the technical stuff or technical support they need to make the game they want. So you end up with a lot of unoptimized games.
Yeah.
And because they also like have a lot of features in beta or whatever and are changing them constantly. And anyways,
Yep.
I don't know.
Yep.
We should probably wrap it up here, I would think, guys.
Sounds good.
So yeah, they already stated that Splitgate 2 launch is gonna be later December. We don't know when exactly.
Isn't there some sort of game?
Please, not December. Please, not the Game Awards.
I think that's what it might be.
Please, no.
You think that might be a controversial disaster? If they
They might do a
Game Awards?
rebranding. That might be when they
just
do
think
a
it's-
rebranding.
Yeah, make FPS great again, part 2.
Let's not have that.
Electric Boogaloo.
They say specifically on December 4th,
my God.
all the
When's Game
all the
Awards?
Battle Pass and stuff.
When's Game
I think
Awards?
they said servers are
11th.
coming down on the 4th. Like they're taking servers down
Yeah,
until
but-
they.
Yeah,
I'm
does
pretty
anyone
sure
know
the
the
Game
exact
Awards are on the
day?
11th or whatever.
It's on the 11th, yeah.
Oh, the 11th. Okay, they might not do it then.
I don't know. That's
Which
a
is
that's a
7
week.
days after the 4th.
That's exactly a week. It could be very well Games Awards.
Be a good time to take that number 2 off too. You know?
Please don't make
I
this
would be
predictable.
okay- I would completely be okay with them taking the 2 off if every single Splitgate 1 map gets added.
They would have to do that.
I mean, they've been able to port it like somewhat readily, it
Oh, yeah.
seems like. So.
It actually sounds like it was a pretty meticulous
Splitgate
job
mobile.
to do.
You have
I-
ports, don't you?
I feel like they went and
Oh,
have
no.
added all
Yeah.
those portal walls to Splitgate 2 maps if they were
Don't you
just gonna
have
can
phones?
them.
Splitgate mobile.
Do you, you might not remember it, Yurgi, but the BlizzCon announcement of the Diablo.
All right.
Diablo Immortal.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I'll
Yeah,
probably have
I
this.
remember that.
Don't you?
If I get this podcast on YouTube before then, you guys will hear it first on Twitch and YouTube. Yeah, they're probably gonna have Splitgate review of the Game Awards. So
High probability.
Splitgate 2
We
Brazil
have-
2.
I
I don't want to.
somehow predicted that we were gonna get a BR about a couple weeks before we got the BR. Who knows? This might be the next.
I just
one.
don't want any more controversial stuff happening. Hopefully, we can avoid that this time.
I just think that they shouldn't spend much of their advertising money until they start to get the word of mouth going, because that's really what matters.
I
Like,
think
I
they
really
need
think
to-
that they need people to have word of mouth before
they should
ever
no
doing anything
spending
good.
until they had one season where it's like, okay, this seems like we're in a good space where like we're going in the
Yes.
right
Right.
direction.
Yeah.
Then that next season, marketing. Market that
Yes.
next season up completely then. Until we're there though, just let us grow. Like we have people who love this game and will push it. Just let it grow. Don't do this huge marketing push before we've even done any growing.
So yeah, I'm thinking we could probably do our next podcast. Depending when they're gonna release it, like maybe we could do another one next month. And if it's too close to holidays, we'll probably just push it to January. I would assume. But yeah, that's maybe we could get Dev on for next podcast. What do you guys think?
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
I
That'd be my
think
goal.
only 400, 500K for the Game Awards. Yeah, isn't that kind of like what? I don't even know how much was it for Summer Game Fest? Was
That
that like
was-
500K
Yeah, it was like 500K.
for that
Hey
for that
guys,
time slot?
people in the chat room here, if you guys want Dev here on the podcast, who you want the Dev to be? Not Cardinal Soldier, because that's endgame territory there.
In-game. We're not strong enough for
Kubo
that.
would be. Kubo would be.
Akubo is actually on my list that I want to like possibly reach.
I think he was pretty high on our list for someone we wanted to get on here.
So Akubo is like the gun guy. He like makes all the guns, to my knowledge.
Yeah. Or I think Griffin did a lot of work with the. Well, I think he's like transitioned into like the live service team / community role. So you could maybe talk to him and see if I don't know. I mean, honestly, feel like I don't know. I feel like you probably could get Akubo and Cardinal potentially to just come on. I mean, like it would be like a 30-minute segment or whatever. Like
maybe a short segment if it does include Cardinal. Who knows?
Yeah, we could honestly plan that to where we do our normal podcast, but a portion of it we just have him come on.
When I uploaded the 3rd podcast episode, I did have a subscriber on the YouTube channel. Could be a fake account, who knows? But it did say Cardinal's real name, Ian Prue. So I think he might have been subscribed to the SGA podcast channel on YouTube now. So he's watching. He's watching.
I was gonna say if you end up seeing this
for a little bit,
Ian.
I didn't check, but I have a feeling Splitgate retweeted your tweet.
Getting Rod on at some point be fun.
Yeah.
What happened?
You can tell us the inspiration for space rods.
Yeah, man, we could get Rod on.
Why was it in space?
To be honest, having Rod on the podcast would be like hilarious. I think we'll all have a good time if Rod was on.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
I don't even know what his original voice sounds like. All I hear is soundboards and game and singing.
Honestly,
he comes onto the podcast like auto-tuned.
That'd be hilarious, honestly.
He would.
Yeah.
That would be hilarious.
All right, guys.
As the Rod character.
We are going to end it here.
He'd have to.
Thank you all for tuning.
Yeah.
Adios.
Oh yeah.